Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believed me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah.
This episode of Noonish is brought to you by Ethos MetaFest. Come EMF with us August 12th and 13th. Home Vita Mattress Outlet. Go to the website below, enter code Noonish10 for 10% off your next purchase. What's cracking? What's going down? What's going down? Y'all know what time it is. Sometime around noonish. You know what I'm saying?
That's fair.
Hey, let me take these.
Noon.
Approximately noon. Let me take this out of my head. I forgot to take my headphones out. Everything was good, but my freaking headphones, boy. One of these days I'm gonna get it right. Maybe by episode 100.
Yeah.
We'll be good. We'll be good. Man,
we're not at 100 yet.
No, not yet. Not yet, man. 100 weeks. That's 2 years of every week, and we ain't been going every week. We've been going for 3 years, but I think we're like an episode like 65, 70 maybe. Something like that.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
It's a lot of episodes.
Yeah, a lot of practice.
Most don't make it past six to eight.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And hey, if this is your first time tuning in, I would like to welcome you to our humble abode, man. Noonish Sports and Tech, man. I'm your host, J.A., a.k.a. Jonathan Anderson, here with my awesome co-host in the building. What's good? Week 2. We got a rookie still. Week 2 in the house. You know what I'm saying? But first and foremost, y'all know who it is. It is Mr. El Grande Toro Jonas Bull in the house. Jay, what's good?
Hey.
You gotta say hey to the people, man. You been good?
I'm good.
Yeah, man.
Been good.
Yeah.
Hanging and banging.
Jonas Bull, but you got a Bronco or something on your shirt. I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
That's a shirt. So I worked boat safety for the Texas Men Triathlon.
Oh, nice.
So I was there to pull people out of the water, but we had a great triathlon. Only had 3 people that had to be pulled out, which is really, really good.
So this is like an Ironman
10-15.
competition type situation. Right on. Right on. Texas Man.
Texas Men.
Got it.
Got their Longhorn colors on there.
They're not very creative with the name, you know. But
yeah, that's OU colors.
Yeah, it is. It's OU and A&M, man.
Yeah.
And Longhorns throw up all over that maroon, bro.
I saw it. I thought Mississippi State, but
yeah, it is a Sip State too. It is Mississippi State and Bulldogs, man.
Around here, I'm gonna get shot for being.
Yeah. Nah, you good, man. We got OU fans all across here, man.
That's true.
Before we get started and go a little deeper into that conversation, man, let me introduce you again. Week 2, baby. Had a lot of fun last time you was up here. Uncle Ron, Mr. Ronald Bower in the building, man. Had too much fun last night. Appreciate you coming back, huh?
No problem.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, before we get started, I want to say something that I know Jonas or you have never said on this show.
What's that?
If you're looking at this show on YouTube, hit that subscribe and like button.
Yes.
And then go over there and share it with somebody.
Yeah.
Because I've been watching this show for a couple of years, and I know that Jonas is not going to say it, and you either. But if you're watching the show, support the show. Please hit the like button, subscribe, then share with somebody that likes sports and TikTok the same way you do.
You know what I'm saying? See, that's what I'm talking about.
I get called out on that a lot.
Hey, and I try to tell myself to say it, but I can't ever think of it, man. I just get up here and enjoy myself too much. We got to handle the business first. Protocol.
You get that put on the teleprompter over there.
Yeah, man. Hey, matter of fact,
when we get a teleprompter.
as a matter of fact, I don't know if I put it on here, but we do have a ticker just at the bottom of the screen asking you to please like, share, and subscribe.
Look at that. And comment, too.
Yeah, comment, man. Y'all come say what's up to the good people, man. There it is, right there. But you know what? We're going to take that off because Unc already got us covered today. That's what I'm talking about. That's a perfect fit right there.
That's why I say he's the voice of wisdom.
Yeah 360, baby. We fully covered now. He got a 6? You got my 6 on? Ain't that what it's called?
Yeah.
You got my 6. You got my back.
Yeah.
Jonas got my 6. I got y'all 6.
Oh, yeah.
We fully covered, man.
Back to back.
Yeah, man. So y'all have a good week, man. Good couple weeks since the last show.
Yeah.
Anything crazy go on? I mean, I know there's
I wrapped up a project, and I'm just going to tell you, it feels good when you wrap up a project in the wrap-up meeting, your client, the boss of the client says, your project was a phenomenal success.
Wow.
That's good feedback.
That's amazing. And this is not like a science project. This is pretty
It's pretty big. It was pretty
detailed
big, yeah.
stuff you got going on.
They were real happy with it, and that makes me real happy.
So can you tell the people, just go ahead and give yourself a little commercial. Like what do you do outside of Noonish Sports and Tech? We know
It's classified.
this is all you do.
It's classified.
It's classified. Okay.
No, I am. In addition to working with you at the In Group, I'm working with a company called Hidden Mountain Data that does pretty much anything data related on the back end of a computer system.
Yeah. So hey, if you guys need anything data related on the back end of a computer system, please hit up Jonas and Hidden Mountain Data. You will be taken care of very well and satisfaction guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? But back to the show, man. So yeah, we got a lot of cool stuff to talk about. There's a lot of good things going on in sports right now. Some playoffs, man. And again, with this new system, we don't really have a structure. We just play roulette. And I failed to even realize what the first subject that we're gonna talk about is, but
We'll go for it.
yeah, I got a 1 in 7 chance of
Spin that wheel.
understanding what's going on. So let's jump into it, man. Boom. And how y'all like this digital backsplash? I'm loving this thing now.
It's pretty
man.
nice.
You got it all figured out, you know.
Pretty nice.
Got it figured out, and hey, you're only gonna see it here on Noonish Sports and Tech. I don't care where you go. I don't care if it's ESPN, Bally Sports, or whatever you're watching. You gotta come here to get one of these, baby. Anyways, second round of the playoffs, man. Y'all been keeping up with the NBA playoffs right now, man. It is freaking very competitive, a lot of fun. I have no idea who's gonna win the championship this year, and I can't say that for every year.
I can say that for most every year.
Yeah,
Yeah, most of every year.
yeah.
We don't know.
The
But-
Johnny definitely don't know. 'Cause he ain't watching.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. That's true. I try to keep up, but I have to agree with you. There's no clear, nobody is clearly dominant this year.
Yeah, man, and it's it's some new old teams like the New York Knicks, right? They back in the playoffs.
Back in the playoffs.
It's good to see. This is like an old like '80s NBA playoffs we're looking at right now. We got the Lakers, right?
Got New York,
got
Boston.
the Knicks, the Celtics, Miami Heat.
Yeah,
right?
Miami Heat, yeah.
Yeah, this is a fun. The Phoenix Suns. They was good back in the day with Thunder
Oh.
Dan Marley and Charles Barkley and
Oh, yeah.
KJ.
Yeah, they had a good team.
Yeah,
team.
man. So it's a lot of older teams, a lot of teams with a lot of tradition back in the playoffs right now. But first we're gonna start off. Last night, the Phoenix Suns played against the Denver Nuggets, right? And for whatever reason, man, I always get the Utah Jazz and the Denver Nuggets mixed up. I can never decipher between the two. But anyway, that's a personal problem. The Joker, man, he is a real problem, bro. And Jason Williams on the KJ and Keyshawn J and Jason Williams and Max Kellerman show, he calls him the most methodical player in the league, a.k.a. the slowest dude down the court. But he is an absolute bucket, and he is an amazing facilitator. He might be the last one down the court, but somehow he ends up with the ball in his hands, and he makes the right decision 9 times out of 10, man. And then, just smooth.
You're slow and smooth.
Slow and smooth. It's boring to watch.
Slow is smooth, smooth is fast.
I think it's boring to watch, but a lot of people love watching him, man, because he's so good at what he does
He makes the right play.
every
Makes
time.
the right
And you don't have to hurry to do that.
Yeah. And he's an MVP guy, and you got to cover him.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
Oh, yeah.
And then you have like DeAndre Ayton, a much better athlete than him, but he just can't stop the man right now. I'm looking at the Phoenix Suns. We got KD, Devin Booker, Chris Paul, DeAndre Ayton. They have a lineup that should at least make it to the Western Conference Finals easily, you would think. But now they find themselves down 3-2, man. Who do you think is going to come out of this series? Can Phoenix come back at this point?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so because, first off, I hate to talk about professional athletes because first they're on the highest level. But Chris Paul is never there when you need him.
Man, bro.
Never throughout his whole career.
Yeah.
He's never there when you need him.
And it seems like the same injury every time.
Same
he pulls
injury
up with that groin.
He pull that groin
So-
every time.
What is it? Is it that he's not doing what he needs to do in the offseason to be able to last that entire season? Because right come playoff time, he blows his groin out every year, it seems. Every year.
I don't know if it's not because him and LeBron has a reputation of spending so much money taking care of their body. Mm-hmm. And if you spending all that money taking care of your body and your body's still breaking down, maybe it's just your body, no matter how you take. I mean, some people just injury prone or whatever you want to call it, but he spent a lot of time taking care of his body, but it always failed him. Yeah. So, I mean, I just don't trust Chris Paul at all. Yeah. And until KD do something without Steph.
Yeah. But, I mean, do they need Chris Paul at this point? Because they got Devin Booker, who is, they're saying he's the second coming of Kobe Bryant. And they say Kobe Bryant was the second coming of Michael Jordan. So I guess he's the third coming of Michael Jordan if you want to, if we talking analogies.
Well, every time you
yeah, but they also say a copy of a copy of a copy is not as good as
the original.
Absolutely.
Or the second copy or the first copy.
Yeah, so he's
he's a watered down.
Yeah.
He's a watered down version.
He's like that yellow sheet behind the pink sheet behind the white sheet.
Yeah, exactly.
The ink just didn't bleed all the way through to the yellow sheet.
Yeah,
you can kind of see the shape of it.
Yeah,
but you can't tell what it is.
It ain't as sharp, Yeah. But KD, the Grim Reaper, right? What is it about him to where he's not talked about in the same breath as LeBron James, right? Because when they go head to head, KD has done quite a job against LeBron, and he's pretty much an unstoppable player. He's a very skinny guy, for one.
He needs an unstoppable marketing.
Like, what is it about KD that doesn't allow him to go and take on that next level of greatest player in the league, maybe the GOAT of all time? Because his stats support it. His shot supports it. He goes to Rucker Park. He kills the whole city of New York, in the offseason. Well,
the one thing you got to do is, like I said, you got to do something without Steph.
Yeah.
I mean, he had I got a different take on KD. KD had Steph down 3-1.
Yeah.
And then he turned around and joined him the next year. Yeah, I don't understand that.
That bothered me. That showed me something about his heart.
Yeah, and they always compare LeBron James going to Miami as KD going to Golden State. That's way two different scenarios. Because first thing, Golden State was coming off of a 73-win season, most wins of all time,
and a championship.
And they
lost the championship. Right?
Yeah, but they won the championship the year before.
Yeah.
Now, when LeBron James went to Miami, Miami was a 42-win team and had missed the playoffs.
Yep.
So that's a way different scenario.
Yeah. Granted, he did join D-Wade and Chris Bosh came and joined the team, but there was no winning culture down there at that point. Not like that.
Not like that. So until KD actually proved that he can be the captain of the ship and get it to you take it from port to port. Yeah, because so far he was the co-captain. He was the backup. He wasn't Gladys Knight. He was one of the pips when he was over there.
Even though he was the MVP, he was still a pip.
Yeah, he was still a pip because Steph is Gladys Knight on that team. He was one of the pips on that.
Absolutely.
So until he take the lead role, until he's Gladys Knight on the team, that's just a way I'm putting it. Yeah,
not just giving it, but actually perform.
But they say he don't want that role, which is odd. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
they say he does not want that role, and that is very strange for a professional athlete to not want to.
Well, maybe that
caliber
recognizes that's right now that's Steph's role.
Yeah, but I mean,
I don't know. I'm just saying, like I don't know what maybe he recognizes that's somebody else's role, or maybe he recognizes that that's not where he needs to be.
Yeah, the Suns need him to be that role right now.
Yeah, they need him to be the captain,
especially with Chris Paul not being there. Right. And Devin Booker's still he's 5 years in the league at this point, right? 6 years, something like that. He's still at this point, KD, you would think he would want to carry that team.
You got to step up.
Yeah.
And do what other people have already done that you want to be compared to.
Yeah, because
you want to be compared to Steph? Steph already did that.
Yep.
He won a championship before you got there, KD.
And after. Last year, recently,
So
you did nothing to affect Steph's game But you joining with Steph absolutely upped your value with your championship. So
Yeah.
can you do it without him? You know, you had James Harden, you had Kyrie Irving.
You had Russell.
Even though they only played like 18 games together, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You couldn't figure it out with the All-Star squad. You had Russell Westbrook. Of course, we know Westbrook is, you know, he's a very different type of player. But man, I just want to see KD take it on himself, man. Growing up watching MJ, you know, I'm so used to seeing one man refuse to lose, and I don't see that in too many guys anymore in the NBA, including LeBron James. But
you got to be full beast mode to be that way.
Yeah.
all the time, every game.
Yeah.
not everybody is good. I mean, that's just a fact.
yeah, yeah,
I mean, there's that whole book that talks like the secret to success, and there's all these books and TV shows and podcasts that talk about this is the secret to success. Well, the bottom line is, if you want to compete at that level and be successful, you're going to have to be that beast.
Yeah.
Like you're going to have to, you're sacrificing family, you're sacrificing friends, you're sacrificing weekends, you're sacrificing nights,
Yep.
you're sacrificing having a drink when you want to have a drink.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
That's the reality of
That's
it.
like those stories.
And not everybody is cut out mentally to do that.
That's
Yeah.
like those
I'm
stories
not-
about Kobe Bryant.
I'm
you know,
not.
when they.
I like food too much.
Yeah,
I like a piece of pie.
Hey, but I love winning. So,
Yeah.
like Kobe Bryant, they said, you know, when the whole, not the dream team, but the second coming of the dream team, they all, you know, they were all coming together and they went out together. The team went out together. Kobe didn't join them. They came back in the hotel at 3:00 in the morning. Kobe tying his shoes up, about to go to the gym. You know, because he had one thing on his mind, and that was winning. You know what I'm saying? But
And that's the kind of person you got to be to get MJ status.
yeah, and it's only one person in the playoffs right now, I believe, on that status, and his name is Jimmy Butler. Right?
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler is willing his team. He doesn't have the talent around him. He's got decent players around him.
Right.
You know, what's Bam Adebayo?
Yeah.
Right. He's got Kyle Lowry.
Yeah.
Champion, but he's average player at this point in his career.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Tyler Hero's hurt. I think Bam was hurt.
Yeah.
Right. So two of his main players are injured, and he still put out Milwaukee Bucks, who a lot of people believe were going to win the championship. Got rid of those guys. He's up in New York right now. New York Knicks, a lot of people were surprised they're going as deep as they are, but they've got Jalen Brunson. They've got a lot of talent on that team.
Oh, yeah. New York got a lot of talent.
Yeah. And Jimmy Butler is dominating those guys, you know? Like Jimmy Butler is dominating those guys in the way that Michael Jordan used to, is what I'm seeing. Like, do you agree with that, or do you disagree? Or I know how you feel about MJ, but
I would say this. Jimmy Butler is dominating those guys the way LeBron James dominated Jimmy Butler when he was in the East. Because he dominated Jimmy Butler. He dominated Kyle Lowry.
Yeah.
He dominated Jason Tatum.
yeah.
Nobody won anything in the East until LeBron James went to the West.
Well, Toronto did win that championship, right? And
LeBron was already in the West.
Was he in the West already?
He was already in the
Okay.
West.
All right, I take that. But you're right.
He was already in the West. So,
You're right.
So, Jimmy Butler dominating those guys.
Yeah.
He's so happy LeBron James in the West.
So, but man, what if LeBron was still in Miami? That'd be crazy. But with Jimmy. But nah, Jimmy Butler is the truth right now.
Jimmy
man.
Butler is really playing well.
Yeah, he is.
Really playing. And he do this actually, he did it against LeBron James. LeBron James just did it better.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Because in the bubble, Jimmy Butler was going for 40 on the Lakers, but
Yeah.
LeBron was going for 45.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
And that's what the greats do.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
when they play against another great, they elevate their game. They elevate each other's games. So
That's what I like to see.
Yeah.
I like to see that.
Is Jimmy Butler a first ballot Hall of Famer when he retires? Has he put that resume together to be one of those guys at this point? Because, I mean, it's really hard to talk bad about the man because, dude, he's been balling since he's been there, given his opportunities. He balled with the 76ers in the playoffs.
Well, a lot of time that first ballot Hall of Famer stuff is more popularity than it do with how good the player is. So.
Yep. But he's a pretty popular guy, too, as well, man. The media loves him. He's got a great story. The media loves a great story.
Well, that's our first ballot Hall of Famer.
There you go.
Yeah, man. And then, moving on, staying in the East, got an old school battle between the 76ers and and the Celtics. You know, that's Dr. J and what, Larry Bird.
Yeah.
Right there. You know, Dennis Johnson and them boys. But new age, now we have the MVP, right? Joel Embiid, MVP of the league. Congratulations, Joel Embiid, on winning that. Well deserved right there. Put together an excellent season. But Joel Embiid, James Harden, Maxey, you know, those guys they balling right now, man. Doc Rivers got those guys playing really well together.
Yeah.
You know, and James Harden is doing what a lot of people didn't think he would do and stepping his game up in the playoffs right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
yeah, see, I'm like this. James Harden had 10 times to do this.
Yeah.
This is his first time doing it, so I don't trust you.
so it's about time. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't trust you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure if you're going to keep it up.
It's like a matter of when are you going to shut down.
Yeah, when are you going to, or if you're going to revert back to the James
That we
Harden
know.
of old. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's surprising that like Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum and, you know, you figure those guys, I don't know how much longer they have together. I don't know what their contract status looks like, but I figure those two guys would, at this point, you know, get to where they got to go. Because, I mean, they got a nice little crew. They have one of the deepest teams in Boston right now.
Oh, yeah.
And Philly is putting it on them. You know, it's still a good series, but, man, they I don't know if they can come back and win that one, man. That was a devastating loss yesterday for those guys.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, and then, of course, you know, the series everybody's tuning in to watch. My favorite team, outside of my Mavericks, you know, it's like 1A, 1B. But my favorite team, the Lake Show, LA Lakers, man, out there battling against Steph Curry and those Golden State Warriors, man. It might be the end of a era at Golden State, man.
Yes, kind of looking like that.
Yeah, it might be the end of an era, you know. Just a lot of conflict internally between Jordan Poole and Draymond Green, who already thought they was in the UFC earlier this year when Draymond snuck them in practice. And something just seems off, man. You know, Klay Thompson ain't that sharpshooter he was before he got injured or whatnot. Steph Curry, of course, is all world, all everything. It's a debate, you know, as to whether or not he's the greatest point guard of all time, but I got an answer for you right here on my shirt that might have something to say about that. And we ain't talking about practice, you know.
Talking about the game?
Talking about the game.
Not practice.
Not practice. We ain't talking about the game. Talking about practice. Might have a little bit to say about that greatest point guard talk. Best little guy of all time talk. But Steph Curry is, I mean, he's doing what he does, man. You know, he's going to show up, give you 30 points, high 20s, whatever. But who do you see coming out of this series, man?
Well, the Lakers got them 3-1. It's looking pretty good for the Lakers right now.
Yeah. Is it 3-1?
3-1.
Oh my gosh, that's rough. Yeah, and old Lonnie Walker.
That's a lot of comeback.
Yeah, Lonnie Walker.
Yeah.
When he scored 15 points the other night in the fourth quarter,
Nobody
that
saw
made
that.
it 3-1.
Nobody saw that. And Draymond, it's just so weird, man. Like, I don't like all this nice friend stuff in the NBA. I like seeing the bad boys and the Bulls. I like seeing people hate each other on that court.
So you
know
like
what
Michael
I mean?
getting beat up?
I mean, you know, I enjoy
'Cause you know
watching.
Chicago-
I enjoy.
Because you know Chicago did him up pretty bad.
Yeah. No, I do enjoy watching Michael Jordan overcoming those disrespectful Pistons. They used to beat the dog mess out of Mike. Ain't nobody ever got beat up like that in the league.
Sure they did.
Who?
Isaiah did.
Isaiah got beat up like MJ?
Yeah, don't you remember Isaiah got stitches in his eye from Home Alone and got stitches in his eye from the Lakers and sprung. See, Michael is the only one that went to the commissioner and cried about it.
Oh, Michael cried about it.
Yeah, Michael went to the commissioner and had him to change the rules. Nobody had did that before. Players always got beat up like that.
But nobody was flying through the lane like MJ like that
Sure they
before.
was. Connie Hawkins didn't do that.
I don't even know who that is. Huh?
See, well, you better go read do your history. Do your history. Do your history.
Were they beating up Dr. J like that when he hit the lane?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Dr.
mean-
J tell her, I was just looking last week, Dr. J told a story where he went down the lane and Wes also knocked him down and stood over him and dared his teammates to help him out.
Wow.
And his teammates turned it back and ran down the court.
Oh, so he
Because they
wasn't
didn't want no part of it, Wes also. So the league was rough for everybody back in the day.
Yeah.
Michael just came and changed it. And it needed changing.
Yeah.
Because some of that was a little bit much.
Yeah.
You know,
A little excessive,
Yeah.
yeah.
So just like Steph Curry came and changed the game.
Yeah.
And some of that needed to change.
Yeah, no doubt. But Steph ain't getting beat up like Mike was getting beat up. Now,
No.
I think that is the year that the Cavaliers upset Golden State in the playoffs. They got real physical with Steph.
Oh yeah.
Not to that level of
Yeah,
building
no.
out there,
Nothing
throwing
to
them
that
shoulders
level.
and the way they was knocking my MJ around. But I mean, it was time for some change. You know, it needed that. It needed that.
The times needed to change because of the athleticism of the players.
Yeah.
You know, if they got away with all that, now you would have way more injuries.
Yeah.
Because the players are too big and too physical
Yeah.
to be hitting on each other like that.
Big, powerful guys
Yeah.
injuring each other, and they're also charging. I mean, their salaries are.
Oh
millions
yeah.
of
Oh, yeah.
dollars.
These are
It's an
assets.
investment. Yeah.
These aren't play. These are
Right.
assets.
No.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
I got $300 million invested in you.
Right.
Don't hit Jonas like that, man. I got $300 million.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's a league-wide deal. So everybody.
Hey, y'all.
Whereas if you got $5 investment, just beat the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all see
It's
what's
worth it.
Hey, Dylan Brooks, we ain't got that much invested in you, bro.
Yeah,
So
hey.
we're gonna find you in Europe somewhere. They say you need to get a passport.
Yeah. You ain't gonna be with a passport, bro.
You come against the king like that, bro. You better step up. You better win. You better do what you say you're gonna do. Hey, bro, like telling the
Let's
king,
take-
you
let's take
gonna
one of
find
these-
yourself in Europe.
Take a look at one of the youngest sports, and we'll come back to this when we hit that when the roulette wheel lands on it.
Yeah.
But one of the youngest sports on, in terms of television, UFC or MMA type deals, started out with basically no holds barred.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rules were
And
very different.
No gloves.
No weight
all
class.
no weight classes.
No weight class.
Wow.
All
crazy.
all the stuff that they talk about now, the over the top elbows and all that stuff was legal then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And people got hurt.
Yeah.
Hurt bad.
Broken arms, broken legs.
Broken arms, broken legs, dead.
Yeah.
Broken.
Dead?
The one dude that had his whole face smashed in.
Oh my gosh.
And as the money started coming in and
Yep.
people started investing in fighters and in promotions,
We start changing the
they
rules.
started changing the rules.
You got weight classes. You can't. You can't use those elbows. You can't.
And-
Got to.
Yeah, it's
You
like
know,
it's
if you
like
look back
a 3
historically in football,
2 point.
American football, for our international game.
Oh my gosh, Tom Brady.
It used to be like they used to. My dad was old enough to have the little soft helmets
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
for 1 year.
the rule changes allow Tom Brady to play until he's 45 years old.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Like, Joe Montana, Troy Aikman, like we were talking about the other day. All those
They
guys
were
had to
tore
exit
Because of concussions.
concussions.
Hitting in the,
Yeah.
getting hit in the head.
Hey,
Joe Montana, Tom Brady, Terry Bradshaw,
Shoot.
Roger Staubach, all retired
Yeah.
from getting hit in the head.
Troy Aikman, hey, they brought chin band-aids because they put special wraps on his chin strap because
yeah.
they knew his chin was about to get busted open every game.
Yeah.
Very different league. You can't do that now. You can't
And that-
even
but that's-
smack him in the face no more.
That's the evolution. That's the evolution of a professional sport.
Yep.
And fortunately, because you have kids playing sports, it filters down to the amateur and the high school and so on.
Yeah.
But it's good in the sense of fewer people get injured and people can play till they're 45.
And so
On the downside, you don't see the blood sport of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So bringing it back to LeBron James, people are raving about the fact that he's 38 years old, still out here able to do what he's doing. Is that because of the change of the rules in the league and how much I don't want to say soft, but it's much softer than it was.
The change of the league and the change of the money.
Yeah.
The money made the league change because now
talking
LeBron
about-
James over his career made up in the hundreds, almost $1 billion just from his basketball.
Oh, he
side.
got $1 billion contract from Nike.
Yeah, but I'm just
But
saying
we're
it's
talking about basketball money?
Basketball money. He's all so when I invest that much money into you, I have to make sure that you're gonna be healthy.
Yeah.
Because you're an asset.
Yeah.
You are no longer a basketball player. Just stand alone on that. You're an asset.
Yep. Right.
So I gotta protect my assets.
And just talking about like the Nike and I predict, this is my prediction. I predict we'll see that in college sports as well. As these companies invest, like Nike has
NIL.
they don't want to see that
Their kids
player
getting smashed
And
out.
look,
Yeah.
you think those guys don't talk to each other? The money guys behind that, they go
No
out to
doubt.
dinner and have some drinks and talk about. Look, we can't have that guy getting beat up too bad.
Yeah, no doubt.
He's got to do a commercial next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And on the flip side of that, hey, this guy's talking a little bit too much. Let's put a little more sting on that.
Also
on that
true,
foul.
yes.
Let's put a little more
Also
sting on that
true,
foul.
yeah.
He ain't that big of an asset. You know, he's on the low.
Yeah.
One of the lower guys. You know, let's make him pay for what he had to say. You know, for the whole league.
You know,
Yeah, whole
has-
league blackball. Like,
which will make it difficult for the the crazy guys, the hardcore guys to get through.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's a whole other conversation. We'll talk about.
Yeah,
oh
man.
yeah, that's
We can talk about the age of average on another show.
Yeah, man. But no, this has been a very good NBA playoffs to this point.
Yeah.
Especially because the Lakers are winning and beating Golden State. I want to see Golden State implode. I'm kind of mad that Steve Kerr's getting all this credit anyway with Mark Jackson's team.
Yeah.
But that's a whole nother story anyway.
yeah,
You
that's
know?
a whole nother.
So
You know?
because we have a new co-host.
Yep.
So you like to see dominance. You like
Yeah.
to see somebody just come in and dominate everybody.
Everybody.
Now, me and our previous co-host like to see parity. We like to see
Yeah.
a good knockdown, drag out fight, no matter who wins.
Yeah, no doubt.
What do you think?
Well, can I say something real quick before you
Don't go.
before
You ain't got to justify.
No. Because I do like to see dominance, but when
Yeah.
KD went to the Warriors, I did not like to see that.
Yeah.
I felt that was not fair.
It was too much.
That was too much. That was way too much, especially when you could have beat
You
them.
need to pick a line and
You were
stick
down
to it.
3-1. But
You gotta
that
stick to your
scenario,
guns, man.
I don't like that. I don't like that. When you could have beat them and then you cowered down and you then went and joined them. I'm not good with that, man. I like to see, like I said, I like to see MJ dominate the league by himself with Scotty and Rodman. You know, later
like-
on
like
in the
Batman
career,
without
you know
Robin.
what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I do like to see that. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's where I stand. I don't want to just see a super team just running through people.
Yeah.
I like to see dominance for more than one team. Like like when Magic was going against Larry Bird,
Right.
there was you didn't know who was going to win.
Right.
Yeah,
But when Michael went against Gary Payton, I knew Chicago was going to win.
yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I like to see dominance now. Parity to me is nobody's that good. That's what parity means to me.
Yeah.
You know, I like to see. You know, I don't want you to just run through everybody.
Yeah. So
You know, you
more-
got to have
more
somebody
of a-
up there with you to kind of balance that out. Like Magic and Larry Bird. They
What
was
about
good.
what about Utah and Chicago? Is that a good when Karl Malone and John Stockton?
We knew Chicago was gonna win.
But they win what? They win 6, right? Or they win 7?
They win 6.
They win 6.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Phoenix went 6.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean-
everybody went
like-
6 with Chicago.
we knew nobody could beat MJ. That was the factor. That was
No,
the
no,
thing,
we didn't know
man.
that. No, we didn't know that.
What you mean? After he got past the Pistons? We
Well,
knew
after
nobody
he,
could-
well, see, MJ dominance came with
MJ hater alert.
no. MJ dominance came with the actual decline of Larry Bird and Isaiah Thomas and all that.
Yeah.
When they went down, he went up.
Yeah, and Magic,
know, so-
Magic got,
That's true.
Yeah,
got
Magic.
the heels. And,
You know, so you know,
There were some legends.
Yeah,
in that
he didn't-
era
he
that-
didn't-
That
he didn't knock them off the throne. They kind of retired off
yeah,
the throne.
yeah. So kind of like when LeBron came into the fold and Jordan was just exiting the league, or Kobe was just exiting the league. Is that would you compare it to that, or not even more so that because Kobe
Not
was
even,
still pretty on
yeah,
top? All right, I mean, yeah,
I mean, you know,
Got a point, you know?
it's like this to me. When I say this, people get really crazy. Most of these athletes are overrated.
like who we talking about when you say most?
The most overrated athlete is Michael Jordan.
Oh,
That's the most overrated athlete of all time.
I tried to get y'all
Him
alert.
and
Tried to
Muhammad
alert.
Ali are the most, I mean, just being honest, are the most overrated athletes of all time. Now, Ali is overrated because he said it. Now, Michael is overrated because we say it.
So what?
Muhammad Ali was his own.
He's 6-0
promo-
in the championship.
Huh?
How's he overrated?
Okay, so he got knocked off 4 times in the first round. What about that?
I mean, he can't just jump in the league and win immediately. Nobody
Magic
done
did
that.
it. Bill Russell did it.
But Magic-
I mean, everything you said can't be done.
But
has been done before.
Magic came in with Kareem, with
There's
Worthy.
no
Bill
word that
Russell
came afterwards.
in with I don't know who was on
They hadn't won a championship when Bill Russell got there.
Really?
They hadn't won no.
And,
They hadn't
and he
won
won what?
11. Yeah, they didn't win a championship till he got there. So, and they won one his first year.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, all the stuff they say. It took Jordan the same amount to see LeBron get criticized for taking 7 years to win a championship.
Yeah.
It took Michael Jordan 7 years to win a championship.
Yeah, but then he won 6 straight.
No, he didn't.
All right, 3 straight, and then he left.
Yeah.
Came back, lost, and then won 3 more.
Right.
Right?
Right.
But I'm saying if
So he played how many years? 15, right?
if Jordan would have never left, he might
If
have
it
8
was a
championships.
field, we'd be drunk right now. I mean, you know, Jordan has all kind of ifs. Jordan is the most if, and but athlete of all time.
You can't say MJ overrated.
So, wait a minute.
No,
wait a minute.
I'm
That's
just
the most
saying.
overrated comment ever.
So, yeah, but you brought up something that for some reason I mean probably because I'm not as into it as y'all are, but
Okay, let me give you a
Jordan
perfect.
only has six championships.
Yeah, and he
So
played
he won
15
3
years.
straight, went to
But
play
when they
baseball.
talk about Jordan, you think he got
Right.
15.
How many Super Bowls Tom Brady had?
7. That was a big thing. That's why. But Tom Brady,
He played 20 years.
Yeah,
Jordan played 15.
Okay.
Jordan still has more MVPs, Finals MVPs, Defensive Player of the Years.
Yeah.
He's still got more.
All that's
everything than
voted for.
LeBron.
All that's
Right,
voted
right, right.
for.
But he still got
That's
but
popularity.
championships. He still got more than LeBron.
Bill Russell got more than him.
Yeah, but
Sam
I mean,
Jones got more than he do.
How many
John
seasons has Bill
Havlicek
Russell
got
played?
8. John Havlicek got 8. Nobody talk about that.
Big Shot Bob. How many Robert Horry?
But 7.
Yeah,
Big Shot
but-
Bob got 7.
But I mean, he wasn't the man though, and we all know that. And Bill Russell probably was he the man for all 11 of his championships? And
He was the man,
he
but
wasn't
this is
the
the
player
whole.
that MJ
But this
was.
is the whole thing. Michael was the man for those 6 years, right?
Yeah,
What about the other 9 that he didn't win the championship?
he was getting there.
No, he
He
wasn't.
had to grow to be the man.
No, he wasn't getting there.
Yeah,
Because his first 4 trips to the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken, he got knocked out in the first round, 3 of the first 4, or all 4. And let me give you another
And
example.
he was playing with a
Let me
bunch
give you
of-
another
he was playing
example.
with
Now
a
let me
bunch
give you
of
another
big bangs
example.
out there,
Okay, Michael Jordan, greatest year,
Yeah,
1988, right?
possibly.
He won the scoring championship.
Uh-huh.
He was defensive player of the year.
Yep.
He was MVP.
No championship. He didn't win the title that year.
He got knocked out in the first round. He only won 1 game in the playoffs.
He was a one-man show.
his most dominant year. But that's what they say. He's a one-man show.
So when Bill Russell got to the Celtics, they weren't the worst team in the league. When Jordan got to the Bulls, they were absolutely the worst team in the league. They almost let go of that team when he got to the league.
I think you better check your.
The Bulls were bad. They was real
I think
bad.
you better check your stats again.
Look,
You better look at that.
you
Look
got,
it up.
you got to. You got
No,
to.
you got to look it up because I know. Because this is what I know. They had 2 All-Stars. They had Reggie Theus and Orlando Woolridge. Michael ran them off.
Yeah.
Reggie was old then. Orlando Woolridge went to the Lakers and won championship with the Lakers before Michael.
But he joined a very good Lakers team. But when they left, Michael had nobody on that squad. He was playing with a bunch of nobodies. Come on. Now.
So who was AI playing with when he went to the championship?
Oh man, he had McKee. He had Mutombo.
okay. I mean, hey,
AI was that's the greatest small man that ever played the game.
not necessarily.
I mean, in my opinion,
That's the greatest one you saw.
yeah. That
I
I
wouldn't
saw.
say better than Nate Archibald.
See, I never saw Nate
Archibald
I
led
haven't
the
heard that name in a
league.
while. Yeah.
He led the league in scoring and assists in the same year, 31 and 11.
But they didn't even have 3-pointers back then.
They didn't even have 3-pointers, so if he'd had 3-pointers, he might have
didn't
averaged 41 and 11. And so that means his
remember your
average.
point out.
Yeah. So his average would have been greater if he'd have been shooting threes.
So Nate
But-
Archibald is
No, I'm just saying he in the conversation also.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. Michael did this is my thing about the GOAT and all of that. When did he become the GOAT?
Michael became.
Was he the GOAT in North Carolina? Now he won a championship.
He hit the shot.
Now, yeah. Okay, but the next year, what did he do?
He took an L.
Why? Why did he not win the championship? He won his championship.
I was 2.
Wait, no, but you can do the research. Okay, Michael didn't win the championship.
Yeah.
He won it his freshman year.
Yeah.
Because I made this statement last time I was on the show. You're only as good as your teammates.
Yeah.
Okay, his freshman year he won the championship, right?
Yep.
He was playing with James Worth and Sam Perkins.
Yeah.
Then when they graduated, went to the NBA, They got knocked out. And not in the championship game.
Yeah.
Not in the Final Four. They didn't even make the Final Four. Because you're only as good as your teammates.
Absolutely.
He was there for 5 years. Got knocked out in the first round. For as soon as he got Scottie Pippen and Ron Harper some help, now he started winning.
Yeah. But, I mean, he didn't have Ron Harper that first year, though. He had B.J. Armstrong.
Which
He
had
had,
won the, yeah, okay.
What's my other guard that could shoot?
John Paxson.
John Paxson and the other one, the black dude, Craig Hodges,
Greg Hodges.
right? Will Purdue.
Yeah.
He didn't have much on that first team. He didn't have much. He had a timely John Paxson that could knock down that three.
So could
He
Craig
did have
Hodges. He won a 3-point shooting contest too.
Yeah, he did.
Craig Hodges and John Paxson. So he had people who could spread the floor.
Absolutely.
And he could penetrate.
And
so he was only as good as his teammates.
Yeah,
He
absolutely.
was only as, and Michael.
But
Which circles
that
back
sounds
to,
like a team like LeBron's first team when he went to the league. What were you saying?
I mean, that comes back to we were talking
To the
about
championship.
your boy earlier, who's not stepping up to the leadership role.
KD? Yep.
KD, yeah.
Yep.
And that's part of the deal is somebody has to be the leader.
Yeah.
Like
Michael was the leader.
Right. But
He
now,
went through some
now
growing
we got-
pains.
Yeah.
He went through growing pains, and when he grew up, couldn't nobody beat him until he decided to leave and go play baseball. They took advantage of him when he came back midway through the season. But when he came back that next season, what did he do?
Let me explain that scenario
He
to
kind
you
of beat
too.
himself.
Three
Let me explain.
championships.
Let me explain that scenario to you too. Okay, he went no seriously. He went 1 year full to baseball.
Yeah.
And then he came back the next year halfway through the season, right?
Yep.
And they lost to
Orlando.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In that
Shaq,
series, and then
Penny.
they came back the next year and beat Orlando, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
In the series,
So when he had a full offseason to prepare,
wait a minute, no,
And get
that's not
ready.
it.
He
That's
was
not
right
it.
back to where he
That's
was.
not it. That's not it. The year that he lost to Orlando, he averaged more points, rebounds, and assists than he did the year that then the next year they came back and beat Orlando. But he had Dennis Rodman now.
Yeah.
His team was too small. He had to go get some rebounders and defense.
Yeah.
So now when you came back and beat Orlando, you got Dennis Rodman and James Edwards.
Yep.
Right.
That's what the difference was.
And my boy,
See,
with the
because
goggles,
no, Horace Grant was with.
Grant?
No, he was with Orlando
the second time around, he was with Orlando.
the first time
The first time,
when they beat Chicago. He was already in Orlando.
yeah.
So he beat Michael in the Eastern Conference
And then
Championship.
Michael went and got him from
no,
Orlando.
no. He was with Chicago on the
Gotcha.
first three-peat.
Gotcha,
Then he
gotcha.
went to Orlando, and then
But that
when
was stacked, Tom.
when
That was
when
stacked.
Chicago played Orlando in the Eastern Conference Finals when they lost that year,
Yeah.
Chicago was too small. Orlando had Horace Grant, their power forward,
Shaq.
and Shaq.
Penny.
They were too. Chicago
Anderson,
was too
Scott.
small.
Yeah.
And then they went and got bigger. Dennis Rodman and James Edwards.
Yeah.
And then they came back and beat them that year. You're only as good as your teammates.
Yeah, but nobody knows who James Edwards is. You know, my MJ had Scotty. You know, and
But-
Dennis Rodman
I
think
and
that's
Ron
the-
Harper,
that's
who
the
was
point.
Yeah.
who was a leading
Exactly.
scorer in the league for the Cavaliers before
Right,
he came to
exactly.
the Bulls, who shifted and he dumbed down his game for MJ.
Exactly.
You know, as he
So
should
you're
have.
only as good as your teammates,
Absolutely.
including MJ, LeBron James, anybody. Bill, if you think look at the 50 greatest. When they did the 50 greatest athletes, 50 greatest basketball players,
Yeah.
who had the most teammates up there? Bill Russell.
Yeah.
Bill Russell.
Yeah,
Who had the second most teams up there? The Lakers.
I was about to say Magic
Johnson and the first Lakers. The first Lakers had Elgin Baylor, Jerry West, and Will Chamberlain up there.
Yeah.
The second set of Lakers had James Worthy, Kareem. So
Magic.
all of the 50 greatest had some teammates up there.
Yeah, you're
Michael
right.
had a couple teammates up there
Michael
too.
only had two. He only had Scotty and Dennis.
Magic only had two, Kareem and Worthy.
But
But
I say
what?
this:
He only had two.
the only one
But
of
you
his
see, I told you
teammates-
Michael always got the if and the
The
butt
only
off,
one of
man.
his teammates that got all 6 of those ships with him
It's
was Scotty.
Right. And
Yeah.
he didn't get no chip before Scotty got there, right?
No. And
He
Scotty
didn't
didn't get one without Jordan either.
but Jordan had a lot of chances. He had 4 or 5 chances before Scotty even came.
Yeah, but he had to grow. He had to grow into
Yeah,
that. He had to take
yeah.
them bumps and bruises before Scotty got there.
Larry Bird didn't have to grow. He got one his second year.
Yeah, but he came
See
into
see what I told you, Tony? Every time you bring up Michael, it's always a but.
Larry came? He joined Dennis Johnson. He
No.
joined Kevin McHale. He joined Robert Parrish. He came up with some guys that could
No,
play.
they came later. Some of them came later.
Yeah, but
Yeah. It's just always a if. It's always a if about Michael.
moral of the story: Michael is the GOAT, and the Lakers. Hopefully, we're gonna get past and win another shit.
Yeah.
And talk about people coming in and dominate the NBA conversation.
That's why he came to the show, man. I love it, man.
For the win.
It's good information for the people that don't know, man. There's more than
Yeah,
one
so-
GOAT.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I hadn't heard the name Archibald.
So
in
for
a
the people
while.
that don't know, Michael is not the GOAT. And neither is LeBron James.
Come on,
You can't be a GOAT in team sports. You just can't do it because if you do
Because
it,
you can't do
see,
it
because
by
this is the whole thing. If Michael was so dominant and he could just dominate regardless, he would have 15 championships instead of 6.
Well, I mean,
and everybody could just sit on the bench.
once he
Let
got
him go do it.
once Mike got to that pinnacle of his game, couldn't nobody beat him but himself. By taking himself out the game and then coming in halfway through a season.
So what you call it? So this is another thing that we know about Michael. He will quit.
Especially baseball.
Yeah. He quit right in the middle of a championship when he played baseball. Then he came back and quit again.
Yeah.
And came back and then quit again.
Hey.
So we know that he will quit.
That's just a man that wants to control his own destiny. But we got to move on.
Yo, we got to move on. We got to move on.
we can come back to that one next week. I love it. I love it. 'Cause, MJ all day, baby. We got to do it. Got to do it, man. Man ain't playing 20 years and people still wearing his shoes. I don't know too many people going to wear LeBron's by the time when he retired. Moving on.
Gotta have a good marketer.
Yeah, man. Jonas' subject right here, baby. F1.
F1.
So I tuned in to F1,
Welcome to
the Miami Grand Prix, and that was like a Super Bowl. Like all the stars came out.
Oh, yeah.
They had the black
All the
Eyed
billionaires
Peas.
came out.
Yeah, they had the Black Eyed Peas doing the orchestrating. Like I've never seen
Whatever it was, they were
the
orchestrating.
drivers being called out like they were superstars. They all had the moment
Yeah.
in the sun. They called every driver out.
Well,
Like,
that's because
that
you
was
had never been to the race in Monaco.
Oh, does that happen every year in Monaco? as
Well, I mean, it's more popular overseas.
I'm just used to like drivers like starting at the line in the car. I didn't know they called them out. And, like, they came out like the smoke. Like it was a whole
Well,
thing.
they
Like, I
did
want to
put
go.
on a show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I want to go.
And now, so Miami put on a show. They're coming back to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Here in a little bit.
Well, they coming to Austin
They're
too.
coming to Austin too, but Austin's been doing
Nah, Las Vegas, nobody going to put a show like
Right.
Las Vegas.
Yeah, man.
because
Nobody
Las
put a
Vegas
show.
is looking at Miami and they're gonna look at Austin and be like, we got to beat them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
We got to double whatever they do.
My gosh, man! Like, so when did F1 been around for a long time? It ain't like it ain't UFC.
Yeah, no, it's not new.
What created this? Is it the show on Netflix? What has created this buzz? That F1,
I think that's what some awareness in the U.S. because it's not even new that it is popular
yeah,
in Europe and the Middle East.
yeah.
It's big in the Middle East too.
It has become a spectacle. Like it's like a Super
But
Bowl
I think
event.
I think the Netflix show has raised some awareness here. So Major League Baseball, maybe you need a Netflix show.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Hey, because Shohei Ohtani is reason enough to get a show, and we'll talk about him later.
badass,
But it's crazy what
But all right,
how
so-
far F1 has come.
Yeah,
It's
come along. It's come a long way, and the technology's come a long way. I mean, the cars are just insane now. I don't know how you can change 4 tires faster than 2.9 seconds.
That's crazy. That is insane.
And the
bro.
record is 2.8.
That is insane. And these tires are not. This ain't a donut.
He do a little donut, some big old tires.
These bad boys out of there. No, it's pretty crazy, man.
It's
Just,
pretty crazy, and the show this year has been, talking about dominated, has been dominated by Red Bull.
Yeah.
Red Bull has come in, taken full advantage of some rule changes.
Did they change the rule? I think Red Bull changed the rules.
Well, I don't think they have that much
Authority?
pull, but
It had something to say about it.
I kind of feel like they must have heard some rumors. or
Yeah, it started preparing a couple years
something.
earlier
They
than
must
everybody
have
else.
heard some rumors or something. So they're actually getting penalized for that. So they're gonna have a reduction in wind tunnel time, which sounds relative to elbows to the face in NBA doesn't sound like much. But when you're driving a car that's going 200 plus miles an hour,
That's
wind
a big
tunnel
deal.
time makes a big difference.
Yeah, it's like track, like what's it called? Wind that you're wind aided.
Yeah, wind aided.
Yeah.
Running into the wind or having the wind behind you.
Yeah, yeah.
Of course, the difference there is that if you're on the track running, like everybody's getting the same wind as everybody else.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas this is a
Aerodynamics.
individual.
Yeah.
But so we talked about Azerbaijan coming up, which is its own country. Azerbaijan is in fact a country.
That was actually last week or 2 weeks ago,
It was
wasn't
a couple
it?
weeks ago.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep. That on the last show we were talking about that was coming up.
yeah.
They did a sprint race there, which was pretty interesting.
What was a sprint race? Sounds like it should be a straightaway.
A sprint race? No, that's a drag race,
Yeah,
which is a different thing from RuPaul's Drag Race.
gotcha.
Totally different.
Yeah, that's way
three,
different.
three,
Whole
three
different.
completely different things.
Ain't nobody in no cars on that one.
Well, I mean, maybe
They
they
had
could
to
do
get
that.
there.
They could do that.
Yeah.
That might be. I might watch that one.
I don't know. That'd be interesting.
No. So the sprint race is a shortened version, same track. but
Okay.
A much shorter race. Azerbaijan is a street-ish race. It's sort of mostly run on street, but some of it's dedicated.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of environment that one of the Red Bull drivers really excels at.
Is this Max?
Sergio
Oh,
Perez.
Sergio does. Okay.
Who I think probably grew up racing cars around the streets of Mexico City.
The ball's in a Dodge Challenger somewhere.
right. And,
Okay,
and
going
so he
in.
got on that thing and he just dominated
Really?
Azerbaijan. Yeah, just killed it.
Yes. Did he beat Max in
He did.
Azerbaijan? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So Sergio, that's the same guy that came to Dallas in the Red Bull Run a couple
Yep.
years ago.
Yep.
And if y'all go to the Noonish, if y'all go to our page, got a Red Bull Run viewing. If you're an F1 fan, go check it out, man. It was a dope event. That was my first time experiencing anything. I didn't realize there was so many people, foreign people that lived in Dallas. Like I knew we got a bunch of foreign folks, but they all came out.
That's
to
what
that.
it is. That's what it is.
They
It's
all
the
came
immigration
out.
problem.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
But I'm not talking about. I'm talking about overseas foreign.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking people like speaking languages, like, and it wasn't Spanish, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Like it was all kinds of people out there.
There's other languages besides Spanish.
I mean, in Texas, not many, but
You'd be surprised.
Obviously there are.
There's a lot of French people here. You'd be
Oh, it
surprised.
is. It is.
and they all came out there. All of them was out there.
They all
bro.
came to the.
Hey, you know how we wear jerseys? They was wearing Red Bull like
Heck
one piece
yeah,
suits,
yeah,
dog.
man.
I was like,
Yeah.
what is going on, bro? Like they all dressed out. Dog. It was
So,
crazy.
like you said, everybody came to Miami this past weekend,
Yeah.
and back to the normal format, no sprint, just the race, regular
Yeah.
qualifying, regular
and Max
practice.
Verstappen did what he does.
Well, so interesting. You should mention that.
Yeah.
So in the qualifying, so the way these races work, they have they have some practice time, and then they have a qualifying.
Yeah.
And qualifying basically sets your position at the start of the race. So where you qualify at, what time you fall into in the ranking, and the qualifying sets where you are in the race.
Yeah.
So I went through the first couple of rounds of qualifying. The usual people dropped out. The usual people moved up. Nobody was surprised. In the last few seconds, 70-something seconds left of the third round of qualifying, Sergio Perez has just set a phenomenal time, excellent time.
Yeah.
But everybody's expecting that Verstappen's going to come back around and knock him out by a couple of tenths or hundredths of a second.
And we're talking about knocking him out of like pole position. Is that
Yeah,
what they call
yeah,
it?
right.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, somebody has a wreck and makes a big mess,
Oh.
and they shut down the qualifying. Nope, we're done. Where you are is where you are.
Wow.
And so Verstappen is way down at ninth.
Was this planned? Possibly.
If it was planned by the marketing department.
I'm a conspiracy theorist.
Because
I am. I don't ever share them, but I am.
Perez does everything right.
Yeah.
He gets a good start. He stays in the lead. He's dominating. Meanwhile, coming from 9th place.
Oh, he had to work for that.
9th place, like would not even be in the playoffs. 9th place.
Yeah.
Comes from 9th place and catches him. Not even halfway through the race.
So hold on.
Catches him and boop, right
Aren't
on
they
past.
on the same team?
On the same team,
Do they drive the same car?
ostensibly.
I don't know what that means. Break that down for
That's
me.
a Formula One term. That's a Formula One term that means
Pretty much.
no.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Not really. So
No,
kinda, but
I
not
mean,
really.
they're on the
They
same
got the
team.
same paint job.
They have the same paint job. They have the same outer
Shell.
shell. They have the
Right,
same engine.
But their team.
But then
they can,
how it's put together, how it's tweaked, how it's laid out. And one of the big things that they did for Verstappen, because he's in 9th place and basically has nothing to lose.
Yeah.
At 9th place, you get 2 points to the championship.
Wow. So you get another
versus
point.
26.
You get an additional 2 points?
No, you just get 2 points.
Oh, wow.
If you stay in 9th place. So he
Gotcha.
basically had nothing to lose.
Yeah.
So he goes on a tire strategy that is completely different.
So
from
he's taking
everybody else.
chances out there.
Oh yeah,
He taking
huge
chances.
chance because nobody's run that tire.
Yeah.
You don't run the slowest tire in qualifying.
Yeah.
You want to be at the top.
Yeah.
So you don't run the slowest tire. You may run the medium tire.
So he running his.
He's taking a big
That
chance
boy dresses all the way up.
and goes
Nose wide open.
way out into the race before and has caught up before he finally has to take a pit stop. And then he's got soft tire, the fastest tire left
Yeah.
for the last 10 laps
Wow.
of the
So
race.
they had no chance to catch that guy.
Just annihilated.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because one,
There's so much about that F1.
nothing against Max. He's a phenomenal driver. He would not be driving for F1. He would not be driving for Red Bull if he was not.
Yeah.
He would not be second-time world champion if
Yeah.
he was not. But he also has a phenomenal team with a phenomenal car that's just pushing the boundaries of what's
That
possible.
boy taking ass out chances at that point.
And
like
yeah,
everything,
well,
he don't care.
Yeah.
He's
I
taking
mean,
chances.
he pushed on through, got through the pack, and when it came time, they had a good little scrap.
Yeah.
But when it was clear that Max was coming through,
Yeah.
Perez did
Not a
did the
literal
right thing.
scrap like what took place at NASCAR to finish. They actually scrapped.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that
that's-
was actually scrapped.
That's
And I think they're just trying to. So it's funny, man, because F1 NASCAR
although they
was so
almost
far
had one of
ahead
those.
here in America. NASCAR was so far F1 for a long time, and
Yeah.
F1 has clearly passed NASCAR at this point.
In terms of money invested, I think
absolutely,
you're right.
absolutely, bro, and popularity.
Without looking,
I don't see stars going to NASCAR. That's driven by the people, by the true fans of racing. Is what
Right.
NASCAR is driven by, the
100%
loyal
agree.
people. You know what I'm saying? But F1, it's like that's like hey, if I'm here, I'm somebody, dog. Like I'm popping my collar. It's like a Kentucky Derby type
Right.
situation.
And it is
The who's who.
That's true. I think there's some status associated with it.
Absolutely. So I'm determined to finish the Netflix series.
I also
I'm
like
still in series
I also
season
like
1.
NASCAR. I don't have anything against NASCAR.
Yeah.
And
Which would you prefer watching? You prefer F1 over NASCAR?
it depends. It's kind of like
I feel like you
if
feel like
I'm
you're about
going
to cheat on
to-
NASCAR if you say something that you really feel about F1 right now.
Right. It's kind of like if I'm gonna watch a baseball game, like I would much rather go to a place that's got a good vibe.
F1?
No. If I'm gonna watch it on TV,
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch F1.
No, I'm good.
If I'm gonna go to the place, like if you're going to a place to enjoy the race and enjoy the vibe and enjoy the people and all that stuff,
Yeah.
fucking go to NASCAR, man.
Yeah,
You're gonna have
it's
a
wild.
blast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's gonna be tailgating. There's gonna be a fight or two in the stand.
Crazy. Yeah.
Somebody
And
might be shy.
everybody's there to watch a wreck.
Yeah,
Right.
and everybody's there to watch a wreck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was it's on the track ain't the stand? Nah.
Period. Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I mean, if you're gonna, it's two different vibes.
And the NASCAR crowd is massive. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That stadium's so big. We talking about how big is a NASCAR track? A mile? Is it a mile? Or
Well, I mean, it's a
vary?
half a mile, round.
Yeah. Like
They vary.
the stands go for a long way.
Yeah.
They're a lot
Oh,
bigger
yeah.
than
Oh,
football stands. I'll tell you that much.
Oh yeah.
And only NASCAR experience I got to serve Robbie Knievel and his homies. Rest in peace.
Nice.
In their suite when I was in college, man. We had to do a fundraiser, and I'm telling you, them boys. I never heard of Tawaka, but I saw a lot of Tawaka empty bottles that day. And them boys was going in.
They taught you something about the Waka.
Yeah, I didn't drink that day, but that was wild. Completely different crowd though.
Yeah, it is.
Completely
It
different
is.
crowd.
It's a different.
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
different crowd. NASCAR is a people's event.
Yeah.
I mean, I know people who are. I'm just gonna say there's a bunch of redneck dudes out there
That's an American sport, dog.
who
Like,
are thinking, look, I'm gonna get my dad's Oldsmobile
yeah,
and trick it out a little bit, rip some shit off of it,
Yeah.
and put it on a dirt track, and next thing you know, I'm gonna be driving for NASCAR.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
And while that may not be quite true today,
But that's
it hadn't been that many years ago that was
That's
exactly
that's
how
the
it
case.
happened.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
If you did that and you were good enough, sooner or later you could get to NASCAR.
NASCAR has a very loyal fan base. I think F1 is trendy.
I think it's definitely trendy right now.
It's trending like crazy,
Yeah,
bro.
it's
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
trendy
To the
right
point
now.
to where I want to tune in. I want to tune, but it
And it is cool. Like
It's cool,
it's
bro.
cool, but it is.
It's cool.
It's a more cerebral
experience.
experience.
Yeah, yeah.
What I like about it, and the reason that I got interested in it, aside from the fact that it's the fastest motorsport
Yeah,
with four wheels,
yeah,
was they don't always go in a circle.
yeah. The streets. That's what I like about. That's
Oh,
what I like
yeah.
about it.
Yeah. it's not
Honestly,
just-
when you're talking about some dudes driving a car at 200 plus miles an hour, and like Azerbaijan is a perfect example
Yeah.
of like the road looks like it's like
So
that
skinny.
wide.
Only one car can fit in that
Yeah.
lane. Yeah,
like
bro.
there's no way that
Yeah.
even one car is going to fit through some of those things
Yeah.
at 200 miles an hour.
oh yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean,
It's
okay,
crazy.
they're not actually going through that corner.
yeah,
at
they
200
slowing
miles
down,
an
they
hour.
braking, but when
But how many times you gone through a corner that's not much wider than this table at even 70 miles an hour?
once when I was 14 and I ended up in somebody's front yard, and nobody knows that story besides me and my homies. So I'll tell y'all that off. There was no wreck
And
that
now
took place. I
everyone
took out a little tree that had just been planted.
Aw,
But this
poor
was
little
I was
tree.
14. I didn't know how to drive. But nah, man, Miami Grand Prix, Austin is coming up, right?
No, they're going back to
Vegas coming up, right? Before Austin.
Vegas
it's-
is in a couple
I think
weeks.
it's Austin and then Vegas, isn't it? Or is Vegas before
So
Austin?
let's see.
I thought Vegas was. I'm not
Iran,
sure.
Saudi, Australia, Azerbaijan, Emilia Romagna. So
That
they will
sounds-
be in Italy.
Okay. I was about to say it sounds French. So when do they come to Austin and when they go to Vegas?
So let's see.
I want to go to one.
Wow, we got it
it might
pulled
not
up.
be in 2023, but it might at the same time.
just might.
And if we go, we all going.
Oh wow, that's pretty far out there.
If I go, we all going. And we're
Austin
gonna have a
just right down
Noonish.
the street.
We're gonna get some credentials. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna do it right. We're gonna report live from Austin, Texas. You know?
So somebody
I'm
got
gonna go to
smart
that one.
enough to know that Austin in the summertime is hot as balls,
Yep.
and said, "Hey, we're not going to do that one until October."
Oh, nice. Okay, so Vegas is next.
No, Vegas is
hot as
actually
balls too.
Vegas is actually after that. Vegas
that's-
will be
that's a
in
desert.
November.
Okay. Gotcha.
So yeah, somebody
October what?
somebody at Formula One has paid attention to the weather
Yeah,
in the
man.
US.
Yeah, but-
Unlike the last time
Hey,
they
they'll be
ran
changing
Austin.
tires every 5 minutes if they come. if they come
so
in the
Might
summer.
have to change drivers
Right.
in that heat.
So Vegas is November 18th in US, which is the Circuit of the Americas. In Austin is October 22nd.
All right, Austin. That's a week after my birthday, man. Ooh, my birthday falls. That's on a Sunday. My birthday on a Sunday. Bring it in on Sunday. Have a good time.
Next next one coming up is Emilia Romagna, and that is on May 21st.
So F1 fans, hey, we got y'all, man. Next week we got Miss Christiana Yebra joining the show.
Oh, awesome.
Her and Jonas are about to. They gonna go all the way in on some F1 next week. I'm gonna sit
we
back.
may have some MMA up in here.
Hey, get your
some-
popcorn ready, man.
Some mixed gender MMA.
Get your popcorn ready, man.
She's a Lewis Hamilton fan.
Yeah, and I was about to say,
Not that I'm
yet
not.
and still, I know Verstappen's winning the races right now, but Lewis Hamilton is still the most popular racer in the sport.
He's still the most popular racer. He still has the most wins
Consecutively?
most Grand Championship wins
Overall.
He's
of
a dog.
anybody.
He's a brother. I didn't know that until last year,
Yeah.
dog. I was
Well,
like,
he's British. Does that count?
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, still G's.
I don't know what the rules are.
Hey, that boy's still black. Shit, baseball, shit, Dominicans, they still black.
Has a cool accent.
Yeah.
like the Dominicans.
Yeah,
Has a cool
exactly.
accent.
Exactly. No, I'm cool with F1, man. I gotta finish the Netflix show, but Max Verstappen, Red Bull, keep doing what you're doing.
And Alonso.
Who's Alonso?
Okay, let me just.
That's the old guy?
I'll be quick.
Is that the old guy?
Fernando Alonso is driving for Aston Martin. Aston Martin has not won a championship in decades.
Yeah, they got some beautiful cars.
Decades. They do have some beautiful cars off the track. On the track, not so great.
Yeah.
Until now.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'll be honest with you, I don't think it's the car because the other Aston Martin drivers not doing so well.
Suck. It's the driver, no doubt.
It's the driver.
So where's Mario Andretti?
Dead.
Is he really?
I don't know.
I was about to say. Jeez, bro.
Hey,
Ooh, I hope not.
But
I mean, he's ancient if he's
we
not.
talking about racing. It's hardcore, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
No,
Okay.
yeah. Fernando Alonso has come back.
That's
from
your favorite
retirement.
racer, right?
Partly because he's cool.
Yeah.
But also because he's the oldest dude.
Does that
on
make
track.
it? So he's like the Dos Equis
maybe
guy.
the oldest dude ever in Formula One.
He's like the most interesting
If
man
he's
in the
not,
world.
he soon will be.
Yeah.
And he's come back and has consecutively been putting up
Solid.
numbers.
Did he
To
place in
be
the
to
first
be
race?
in what last year was nobody. They weren't anywhere close.
Yeah. Aston Martin, you talking?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's
he's
like
he's
Tom
coming
Brady
back.
going to the Bucks.
I mean, I can't say he's dominating because Red Bull's the ones that dominate.
Yeah, no
But
doubt.
he ain't letting anybody by.
Yeah. Oh, so he's straight defensive driver. So
So
he's like the Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Got that
Yeah.
straight defense coming at you.
Yeah, and he's fast too.
Yeah.
And not only that, but everybody's laughing about this because on the last race in Miami, apparently while he's driving around this track at 200 plus miles an hour, he was also watching the grandstand screen.
Hey, NFL guys do it every week.
And giving advice to his other driver.
Wow. Hey, NFL guys do it every week.
Yeah.
They running down the field looking at the jumbotron, trying to see who's gonna catch him.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know? Hey, let me swerve right, swerve left.
Yeah.
Right on, man. Hey, I'm enjoying this F1 experience, bro. We didn't previously have this too much yet, but we're gonna bring it every week, man. As long as they racing, we talking about it because we got an expert right here. So excited about next week, Christiana Yebra. Excited to have you on the show next week. Moving on. Next up in roulette, red or black, guys. I'm gonna go black. Oh,
Hey, good call. Always bet on
Prime
black.
time.
That's what Wesley Snipes
Coach
said.
Prime.
baby.
Always bet on black.
Hey, so last week or 2 weeks ago, we had the CU Exodus. CU is now reloading. Okay, I reloaded. Okay. They bringing some dogs in the building, you know?
Yeah.
Bringing some dogs in the building, right? I think they were down to 20 players.
Last I heard they was up to 61.
61 players,
Wow.
bro.
Wow.
People are excited to come and be a part of that squad.
Oh, yeah.
So does the Big Show have just whoever he wants? Does he just say put the call out and say, hey,
No.
come on
No.
in?
Well, no. But if I'm a football player and I want to get to the next level, I'm going to Colorado. I'm playing for Deion Sanders, arguably the greatest cornerback to ever play. Kind of feels the same way about Deion like he feels about Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Because he played on the opposite side from the best receiver.
Well, they call him Big
Right?
Show, not Big Corner.
No, yeah, well, he stayed.
He
Played
played
on the
against
opposite side from all right-handed quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And they tell one of the worst things a quarterback can do is throw across his body, and you on the side where I got to throw across my body.
Yeah.
So,
but it's an asset to be able to shut down.
I need you to be the greatest. I need you over here where all the quarterbacks
are throwing.
Yeah, throwing. Yeah. I need you on that side, Dion.
See,
he spent 8-9 years of his career over here.
I love it.
I don't need you over there. I need you over there where Darrell Reeves and Aeneas Williams and Mel Renfro and Lem Barney and Cornell Green. Do you want me?
Yeah.
Do I need to go on?
Yeah, you can. You can keep going. I love the objective thinking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You disrupting people's mindsets.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I love it.
I've been watching sports since I was 8-9 years old. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you only watch? You ain't play nothing? You ain't play?
I played.
Oh, okay.
I played, but I'm just saying I've been going to professional sports since I was professional sports since I was 5.
Yeah.
Because I went to the first Dallas Cowboy football game.
Yeah.
And when I look at sports, I look at it a little different than a lot of people do.
Yeah.
I look at it.
You said the first
ever.
Your first? Or
no, the first Dallas Cowboy game. Their first game ever.
Played a lot of games.
Yeah, no. So that was in 1960. I was 5 years old.
Yeah.
I don't want to date myself, but it's okay.
Yeah.
But it's okay. I mean, you know. And I look at it at a lot of. Not only do I look at it as a fan, but I look at it also as an athlete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
you know,
would you run 100 in? Fast as ever.
10-2. Yeah. But see, this is the thing also about the 100 meters. When somebody asks you your fastest time ever, that's your fastest time ever. You didn't run that every week.
Yeah.
So when somebody hear me say, I ran 10-2. Yeah, I did that 10-2-6. I did that one time.
Yeah.
That's like the world record.
Right.
Usain Bolt ran 9.58. Everybody said, oh, he ran 9.58. Yeah. He did that one time. He ran more 9.8s and 9.9s than he did anything.
Yeah.
So, you know, so you can take a 100.
I ran a 10-2 just this morning.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a mile. But
Yeah. I mean, you know.
10 minutes.
Walked a little bit, ran a little bit. Yeah, man. Nah,
10 and a half minutes.
So Colorado's reloading. You know what I'm saying? And do you think they'll be competitive next year? Like, just understanding who the staff is, understanding the pedigree of the coach and what his expectations are.
In the Pac-12, I'll say overall, they'll be fairly competitive.
Yeah.
Overall.
Yeah.
I mean, because if they win 3 games, maybe 4, and play everybody hard, that's a big step.
Absolutely. It was 1-11 last week.
Yeah, and they got a history of being 1-11 or 2-10 or 3-9.
So realistically,
years.
if they win 2 or 3 games,
and
they're
then
gonna say they're competitive,
and then look competitive in their other games.
Right. Yeah.
You know, so that'll be a big step.
So what they're doing in this turnover, they might be getting, you know, guys that weren't necessarily on the field last year, but they come from winning cultures. They come from winning environments. They got winning mindsets. That matters. It's hard to turn a team around full of losers that have been okay with losing.
Yeah.
So, you know, dropping a team roster from 60-some-odd players to 20, and those 20 are typically primarily the guys that you brought in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm curious to see how this first game goes against TCU.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see.
That's
because that's a
TCU's in the national championship.
Yeah, TCU's a very good.
That's not a trivial matchup.
Yeah, I mean, but it is.
It's a big one.
Yeah, it's trivial because it's the unknown
I'll say this:
scary.
if they keep TCU under 50 and they score over 20, that'll be
a victory.
Yeah,
that'll be a moral win.
Yeah, look how many times TCU put up 50 last year.
Yeah.
TCU put up 50 about 5 or 6 times.
But their quarterback is now in San Diego.
Yeah.
With their number 1 receiver. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But you were just talking about winning culture and winning teams.
Yeah.
Winning is more of a state of mind
than
it is of ability.
No doubt.
Yeah. It is a state of mind.
So like, I'm a winner. And our mindset was we didn't care about who we was playing against. It was about us and what goes on here. And as long as we do our job, we're gonna be victorious at the end of the day.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what all good people. Yeah. The only way you can be good is in any sport is to think that you're going to beat your opponent, and you can't worry about your opponent. You have to think that if I'm prepared, no matter what they do,
it don't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, Because if we execute, we're good. So if Colorado goes out and beats TCU, where will the expectations be from that point on?
The expectations from that point on, if you go out and beat TCU, we expect you to win 9 games, 9 games. I mean, expectations in sports change overnight, such drastic, So if you go out and beat TCU, I'm expecting you to win at least 7, 8 games.
Yeah.
Because this is what I do know. If TCU was in the Pac-12, they'd win 8, 9 games.
Yeah, no doubt.
So if you beat TCU, the expectations is for you to be a bowl team.
It's very interesting.
First games of the season are always a little weird to me because a lot of times you see not CU necessarily this time, but you'll see a team that is not that great beat a TCU level team.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
On the first game of the season.
Yeah, on the first.
Yep.
Or a bowl game.
Or a bowl game. Yes,
bowl
that's
game
right.
just like the first game of the season.
Right.
Yeah.
You've been off for a month. Because I guarantee you, if
Right.
TCU played them again, no way they'd beat TCU like that.
Yeah. And then it's
So it's
again,
like you almost have to take the first game and the second game and kind of look at those together.
Yeah.
Like you're looking through binoculars.
I'm
It's
just
like,
saying if Colorado
if this
comes out
side
and,
matches this side. Oh yeah, they ain't good.
if Colorado comes out and beats TCU, like expectations are gonna change.
Yeah, that's what I said. They're going through the roof.
Immediately.
They're going through the
Immediately,
roof.
yeah, absolutely. And I think it's possible. Just understanding the pedigree, the coach. They got a solid quarterback. I believe. I would love for Shedeur Sanders to come to the Dallas Cowboys. What'd you say about Shedeur? What's wrong with Shedeur?
Shedeur, let me say it like this. Shedeur wouldn't be recruited by his dad if his dad did what he said.
What's that? Oh,
He's
yeah,
going to
you're right.
recruit from a 2-parent home.
Yeah.
So,
you're
I
right.
mean, first off, you wouldn't be playing for your dad. So,
Wow,
I mean,
yeah.
Shedeur, I seen him play in high school.
Yeah.
He has came a long way since I saw him play.
At Trinity?
They played, they scrimmaged, was it Cedar Hill or somebody?
Okay.
But anyway, Shedeur has potential,
Yeah.
but he got a long way to go.
He's not everything that he's cracked up to be, is what you're saying?
Well,
Is his name bigger than his skill?
you have to realize that who's saying his name.
Yeah.
Deion is saying that.
Absolutely.
I haven't heard anybody else get those raving reviews of Shedeur.
Well, I mean Tom Brady.
Eh,
Tom Brady's raved about him.
Okay, well,
To the point of signing him as his premier athlete under his brand.
okay.
But he might just be trying to jump on that deal.
Well, this is the whole thing. Deion-
That's marketing and sales. That's
Shedeur-
a whole different industry
If
than
he was trying to
It's-
sign him to Tampa Bay,
Yeah,
that would mean more.
Shedeur
Yeah.
and Bronny James is the same person.
Yeah.
They may be good, but because your dad is who he is,
They're in the spotlight.
whether you're good enough or not, you'll get a shot.
Yeah, no
You'll
doubt.
get a shot.
No doubt.
Shedeur gonna get a shot at the NFL.
Absolutely.
Simply because of the
I hope
DNA.
I hope he comes to the
and
Cowboys.
I hope
He
that he make it.
Dak right now.
And I hope he make it, but he's not better than Dak, and I hope he goes somewhere else.
Oh, I beg to differ. I beg to differ. I beg the Shedeur's accuracy is 100% better than Dak's accuracy. Than that Dakuracy is what I like to call it. Dak.
So you think that if Dak was playing in the
In Colorado?
no, if he was playing at Jackson State, that he wouldn't have did the same thing or more than Shedeur did. Absolutely.
We brought up Mississippi State earlier,
Yeah.
and Dak did have Mississippi State at number 1. But again, Dak could run at Mississippi State. Shedeur's not running the ball unless he absolutely has to. Shedeur has proved himself to be a pocket passer and very accurate.
So, what is a quarterback's job?
To move the ball down the field, to limit turnovers,
Well,
and to stay on schedule.
Well, I'm
Does
gonna go
moving the
with
ball
Dak.
down the field not include running the ball when necessary?
Well, Dak can't run no more.
Well, that's his problem.
Yeah, exactly. It's a huge problem because he's never been an accurate quarterback like that. He's never been a pocket passer like that.
Well, he was way more accurate when he had Amari Cooper than he was last year.
No, he wasn't.
Okay.
'Cause, hey, Amari was getting broke up too. He was
Amari-
getting mad about it.
Amari was wide open and he caught the ball.
Absolutely. Even
Okay.
though the ball wasn't thrown accurately, he still caught it.
Because he was wide open.
Because
he created some separation.
For a couple seconds, he was wide
Gallup
open.
and Brown did not create one separation.
No.
Not at all.
But hey,
you have to have some separation to catch the ball.
About 25% of those passes that Amari caught while he was wide open were right here. The other 75 was here, there, up here, like having to spread himself wide
How
open.
many interceptions?
Amari should have had 3 times as many touchdowns as he actually had because Dak was so inaccurate.
Okay, so you're telling me he's going to do all that with, what's your boy from Houston?
Watson?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
He'll have a much better season. He had a better season than any receiver we had last year. And he only played with Watson for like 6 games, 3 games, 4 games, 5 games, 6 games.
But Dak is only good as his teammates, just like Michael Jordan.
No, but when you're a quarterback, it's different though.
When you're a quarterback?
Yeah, because Dak, he's just not accurate. That accuracy is a
No,
problem.
it's not. It's exact same.
accurate.
Because I've heard that Tom Brady didn't have any receivers.
But he put the ball on everybody's numbers that he threw to. He made receivers because he could put the ball right here.
You're absolutely sure about that?
Dak can't do that.
Okay, we'll see.
Tom Brady took care of his guys, man.
Oh, no, I'm not trying to say Dak can throw like Tom Brady. but what I'm saying is that Dak, when he had better receivers, he had way better numbers. When he had better receivers, he had better numbers. So
because the receivers were great.
Exactly.
You put Dak on Tom Brady's teams, they're not winning Super Bowls. You put Tom Brady on Dak's teams, we're winning Super Bowls.
No.
Yeah, buddy.
No.
From an offensive standpoint, I mean, in my opinion.
So you think that the only thing right now that the only thing that the Cowboys is missing from winning a Super Bowl is a quarterback?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna say okay.
A big bold yes, bright lights, like neon light. Yes.
Okay, but they're gonna quit getting up 30-some points a game. Because most of the game that they lost, they got outscored.
Why?
Now when Dak scored 35,
now let's think about this. Why are we giving up 35? Why are we getting outscored? Because the defense is on the field for 3/4 of the game because Dak is Mr. 3 and out.
Okay, but if I put up 31,
I'm tired,
it doesn't
bro.
matter how long I'm on the field.
I'm tired.
If I put up 35, you can't stop them every now and then.
I'm tired.
You're tired.
I've been on the field all first half, majority of the second. I've been on the field too much, bro. I'm tired, dog. Dak, please, can I get 4 downs? Can I get 5 downs?
So what
but
did
this 3 and out?
So what did
I just got off the field.
So what did
I'm
the
back
Baltimore
out there.
Ravens win defense on when they had what's the quarterback?
Trent Dilfer?
Yeah, 3 and out.
But they
Mr.
had
3 and out.
they had Jamal
defense.
Lewis.
They had defense.
They had Jamal Lewis.
They had defense. What
They
did
had
they
a
win the
running
Super
game.
Bowl with?
They had a running
Defense.
game.
Defense.
Yeah, they won with
the Super
defense,
Bowl
but they
with
had a
defense.
running game. They had tight ends. They had a quarterback that could throw it accurately. Might not, be a great quarterback, but he kept him on schedule.
Okay.
Dak 3 and out like it's his job. Like that's what he's supposed to
Yeah, that's it. Oh no, I'm not a Dak Prescott fan, but I'm gonna stick to my guns on this. Nobody is better than their teammates.
Yeah.
And Dak needs some better teammates.
Well,
And his teammates may need a better quarterback, but they both need something. They both need better. And right now, the line is not what it was.
Yeah.
The running game is not what it was. Nobody bring up that.
I'm just saying.
Travis Frederick retired.
Yeah.
I mean, we lost 2 All-Pro linemen, and Tyron Smith stayed hurt.
Yeah.
And so now Dak getting more pressure, so therefore he's that makes him more inaccurate because somebody's always in his
He's
face.
been inaccurate though.
Now, in fairness, the fact that other parts of the Dallas organization are not where they need to be has been brought up before, but the Dak hate tends to take the spotlight.
Oh, yeah,
Dak is
because he's a quarterback.
symptom. If
Because
I
he's
go
a
to the
quarterback.
doctor and I'm coughing, right? He's gonna be like, your main symptom is your cough. If the Cowboys came into the doctor's office, the doctor would be like, your main symptom is Dak.
No, the Cowboys' main symptom is Jerry Jones. No, for real. That's the major problem,
For choosing
and then
Dak.
that may contribute to the Dak problem.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you got to solve the Jerry problem.
It started at the top.
Exactly.
That's
That's
what we call root cause analysis.
Yeah.
You got to get down to the root cause of the problem.
You got to start with the Jerry problem.
But I say this day, Shedeur Sanders will win more games than Dak. And we got to keep moving, though.
At Jackson State. Jackson.
Smooth.
Okay, here we go.
Smooth
So
transition.
Lamar Jackson breaks the bank. We've been trying to figure out what he's gonna do. Is he gonna sign? Oh, he broke the bank. He broke it and he happy. He got all the money like Shirley McDuck. He swimming. $260 million, the biggest contract ever in the NFL, man. Ever. I know yearly. 5 years, $260 million. That gets him just past what's my guy in Kansas City, Pat Mahomes?
Pat Mahomes and out of all the quarterbacks that got the big money, he deserved it next to Mahomes more than anybody.
Absolutely.
Because Deshaun Watson, he got his money on potential. Because I haven't, he haven't won no games.
Well, he was the top 4. He took Houston to the play. Like he did a good job with Houston before Houston turned it back and did him dirty because he said he wanted to get up out of there. So they started throwing his old life out there in the streets, man. Just got real messy. We're not gonna talk about that, but Lamar Jackson. I think
He's an MVP. He's been to he have done more in the league than Watson.
Absolutely.
So he deserved more. I mean, Patrick Mahomes, two-time Super Bowl winner. You can't argue with him.
Yeah, no doubt. And he comes from pedigree. Dad played Major League Baseball, so he understands the game. He's a professional athlete to the core. Yeah. Like that's who.
So he deserved his money.
Yeah, and
Lamar deserved his money. Now I need to see a little bit more out of some of these other guys.
Deshaun Watson is the truth. Like he was in a bad situation. They got real jealous, and they got real mad because he wanted to leave.
How many playoff games Deshaun Watson done won? But he won the same amount of playoff plays.
You only as good as what?
Okay.
You only as good as your team.
He won the same amount of playoff games as Dak Prescott.
Wait a minute.
See, he switched it up.
The worst team.
Deshaun Watson won one playoff game, the same amount that Dak done won. Yeah. One playoff game. Now he deserves $250 million. I don't understand.
Hey, I'll give Deshaun Watson that money. He beat Alabama twice, right? He got 2 national championships. They said he was a Michael Jordan of football coming out of college, and I believe that he is that. He was a top 4 quarterback when Brady was in the league, when Manning was in the league, Aaron Rodgers. Deshaun Watson was right there in the same conversation with those guys, and he put the numbers up to support it. Now,
except for because in the playoffs,
when he realized that his organization was not supporting him with the team around him, and he wanted out, they outed him. Right? They knew what he was doing. They was the ones signing the NDAs to make sure the girls didn't snitch when he was getting the massages.
He had D-Hop, right?
Yeah.
What more you want? He had the best receiver in the league.
That's it, though.
Yeah, J.J. Watt.
Running game, offensive line, it's only as good as your team.
Okay.
Not team A. The whole team.
You finally coming over, right? You coming over to... Hey, I'm going to wear him down on that one. Yeah. You're only good as your team.
Only as good as your team, man. But no, so Lamar got his money, man.
No, I'm so glad.
With,
but for all these players, whether this is podcast talk that we're doing now. Yeah. But in real life, I'm glad everybody get their money.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Because guess what? I want some more.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out as we speak how I can get some more money.
I wasn't mad that Dak got his money. I was just mad the Cowboys gave it to him because we could have spent that somewhere else.
Well, you say could have got it from somebody else.
Yeah. Could have done something else, man. So happy about Lamar getting his bread, man. That whole ordeal's over with. They was all tripping on him not having an agent, talking about his mom and all this and that. Hey, he didn't have to give up that percentage to his agent. He gave it to his mama.
Yeah.
I think that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I think that's a wonderful thing.
And we live in that age where everybody.
I mean, because this is what they were basically saying to the public was that it's like it depends on who asked for the $250 million. If his mama asked for it, no. But if an agent asked for it, it's okay. Yeah. Same amount of money.
Yeah. So they had to wait until Jalen Hurts signed his contract.
Put more weight on the mama asking for it.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Yeah. But I mean, that's not business though.
But it is.
Yeah.
Because if your argument is, yeah, but your mama's not a professional. All right. That tells me how much more stock to put on Lamar.
Yeah.
Than if think about how much would his agent would have asked for.
Exactly.
If that's your argument. I'm not
Exactly.
saying that's true.
Yeah, the agent get 10% off
Yeah,
the top.
right.
Yeah.
So that's $25 million stayed in his family.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you know,
Exactly.
You know, so I'm all with that.
And just cause mama ain't a professional agent don't mean mama don't know how to negotiate.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I know
And
a lot of mamas that know how to negotiate.
I'm not saying that every player, but Lamar and his ability allowed him to handle the situation the way that he did. He's a one of a kind.
Most players need an agent.
Yeah.
You know, everybody can't. First off, you got to have a super talent that's louder than anything else.
Yep.
And his talent was louder than his mother's voice,
Anything.
the agent's voice, whoever.
Yeah.
So they had to come up with the money.
We have not seen Lamar Jackson before. Michael Vick was my favorite player, but Lamar Jackson is a different player. He's different. He is very different. He can throw that ball. He's right-handed. Mike Vick was left-handed. That matters in football, the way that ball coming in to guys when they used to catching right-handed balls the whole time.
Yeah.
That's the way it spins.
Spins different.
It spins different coming
So
off the left.
receivers,
Yeah.
spinning that way right hand, spinning that way left hand.
Of course, that's the difficulty for the defense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and his legs. They paid for his legs. They paid for his arm and his legs, but congratulations to Lamar on that, man.
Always
That's huge.
have some concerns when you see big contracts, because so many times you see the big contract come
And they never play the same anymore.
They never play the same anymore.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Like
So
I always bring up Hainsworth.
Yeah, I would hope that that's not going to be the case.
Yeah, no, I don't see that. I think Lamar Jackson. I think he's a player that has something to prove.
Yeah,
always a guy that's going to always have a chip on his shoulder.
Right.
You know, coming from Louisville, a school that nobody considered to be anything at the time, putting him, you know, at the top of the NCAA the way he did, and then just something to prove. Been the last draft pick of the first round. He's got a chip on his shoulder, and he's going to constantly have. I don't think we got to worry about that with Lamar, but we shall see.
that's what I was going to say.
We shall see, and that is
We'll see.
for certain. For certain. So, what's next on Roulette? First place Texas Rangers, man. I don't know if y'all have had a chance to tune in.
I noticed you stopped calling them the strangers.
Yeah, they ain't the strangers no more,
You're
but
familiar with them now.
yeah, everybody knows who they
now
are.
they
We got
learn.
some guys. We got some
Yeah.
guys. As soon as we got rid of the analytics guy, and I love technology, but I like to separate. That's why we say Noonish sports and tech. Got to have a separation between the two.
Well,
you know, I know the two.
Your analytics guy needs to know what they're doing.
Absolutely, but you don't need the analytics guy to be the GM, and that's where the
No,
problem was,
no.
or the president of the team. When the analytics guy fires Nolan Ryan, he needs to get fired like before he makes that decision. You know what I'm saying? And we brought a baseball guy in.
I'd like to hear that conversation.
Like, how does that go?
Yeah.
Well, Nolan, I know you've got 40 years of experience, and you may know everything you're talking about, but the numbers just don't line up. I know we've been to the World Series 2 years in a row.
Right.
But
behind your methods.
Right.
Yeah.
But the analytics show that we can go beyond and win a World Series.
You're winning an awful lot.
Yeah.
But the analytics say you can win more.
Yeah. But then Nolan goes to the Astros and they win 2 championships, 2 World Series, and the Rangers are now in the slums.
That tells
at the bottom of the barrel.
That tells me bad analytics.
Yeah. And as soon as we get rid of JD, where we immediately back in first place with a baseball guy. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, if y'all haven't seen, man, go out, watch your Texas Rangers, support your Texas Rangers. You don't have to worry about the summer heat anymore because we have a stadium with a retractable roof. Yeah, beautiful stadium, man. Not a bad seat in the house. Go support your Texas Rangers, man. Support your Texas Rangers. And it's fun to watch, man. We got some guys that can go. Adolis Garcia, boys hitting bombs, like leading the league in RBIs right now. We got a few guys. Adolis is just my favorite just because he's an outfielder like I was. He's fun to watch, man. A lot of these guys can go. Mark Simeon. I told y'all Marcus Simeon owes me a couple checks because every time I turn on, he hits a bomb. Every time I turn the TV on to watch it, he hits a home run like immediately. But go check them out, man. Good team to watch. Fun team to watch here in Seattle right now doing what they do. They winning, man. Winning
They
baseball.
scored a ton of runs.
Yeah. Scoring runs.
Baseball
Scoring
players
runs.
are kind of superstitious.
Yeah.
So, you need to promote that idea.
What is it? Superstitious or condestitious? I'm
Condestitious.
superstitious. I'm superstitious, no doubt. This is a conversation I want to have right now. You know, who is the face of boxing? So Canelo Alvarez went out and fought John Ryder last weekend. Didn't get a knockout. He knocked him down a couple times. John Ryder was bloodied up like an old UFC fight. Nose broken, forehead bleeding, eyes bleeding. But he didn't stay down. Kept coming back.
Kept getting up, kept coming back.
Kept getting up, kept fighting, man. And a lot of people are starting to think that Canelo Alvarez is kind of losing a little bit of his luster. You know? He keeps fighting on guys that he knows fighting guys he knows he can beat. He's not taking on the David Benavidez. He's not fighting Charlo. Earl Spence is calling him out. I would love to see Canelo Alvarez versus Earl Spence. That would be a super fight. That would be the best fight. So, beyond all that, besides all that, who do y'all see right now as the face of boxing?
Probably Tank.
Tank Davis?
I think he's the most popular right now, but that don't mean I think he's got the best skills.
Yeah. You think he's the most popular in the sport? Just
pretty
down.
much, yeah. You know, and then by him being on the money, Mayweather, you know, he's gonna be in the limelight.
Yeah. Man.
So you know, yeah.
Get some
So he's pretty popular right now.
Hey, he's fun to watch too.
And he's fun to watch.
Because Tank Davis, he's never the biggest guy in the fight.
All right, and
He's never the biggest guy in the fight.
he's very efficient. Let me say that with his punches.
And he don't throw.
He don't throw many, but when he do, it's a problem.
Who does that remind you of? Floyd. Floyd was the same way. He wasn't Pretty Boy Floyd. You should knock dudes out.
Yeah, money Mayweather. Well, see what happened. Pretty Boy Floyd had about 3 hand surgeries. People don't know that.
Kept breaking his hands.
Yeah, he done had about 3. So when he went from being an offensive fighter to turn defensive fighter.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And that style he uses right here, you know. What they call it? The Philly, what they call that?
Philly Shield.
Yeah, man. It's hard to get through. It's hard to get through, and he perfected it.
It's
Well,
hard,
you know, all those.
it's hard to get through if you don't know how.
Yeah, all of those. All of those. Philly Shield, Detroit got a defense. It's only good if you Floyd Mayweather got the best eye coordination. I mean, he can see a punch coming and get out of
Before
the
you
way.
thought about it.
Yeah, so
Anticipate.
you know his that they call it the Philly Shield.
Yeah.
It's only good because Mayweather is doing it now. If somebody else do that, it's not gonna work that well.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work that well.
Davis don't use that.
100% agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with that. Not everybody's going to pull that off.
you know that's like the 46 defense. Everybody tried that after Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
But they didn't have Richard Denny and
Yeah,
Wilbur
personnel
Marshall.
matters.
And,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
Right.
so it depends on who's actually doing that Philly defense.
Yeah. Mess around and get your face busted all the way in.
You know,
If you ain't Floyd
talking about
Mayweather.
Tank, who is not, like you said, not the biggest guy. But he uses that to his advantage.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't think he's got the hand out like the act. I'm gonna say the ability to read the opponent's body language.
Like Mayweather. No.
Mayweather
He may develop it, but he definitely doesn't have it now.
He's still young. He's what,
But he
28?
he's still young. But what he does have is he's got his own way of defending, which takes advantage of the size difference.
Yeah.
So if you're slinging punches at him, like they're going to the side, they're going over, and he's coming, and all that time he's just waiting for that opening to come in underneath.
Great counter puncher, much like Money Mayweather.
Yeah.
And he's so short until you can't hit him in the midsection.
Yeah, it's hard.
Right.
It's hard to body punch him.
It's hard to hit him in the head.
Yeah. Because he's so short.
Because when he does,
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like,
so
he's
3 feet
he's
tall
covering
when
this.
Yeah.
He's not even worried about his midsection
to worry about it.
because he's so short, nobody can get that.
Yeah.
You
if
know.
he was doing Muay Thai, he'd be in trouble because he'd be taking knees all the time.
but-
But he ain't doing that.
Yeah, man. I mean, yet and still, there's a guy in his weight class that I want to see the fight.
Haney.
No, I think Tank would destroy Haney. I don't think Haney's ready. I think Frank Martin will take Haney right now. And that's just watching Frank. He's a lot like Tank in the fact that he don't waste shots. When he throws, he's landing.
True.
You know what I'm saying? And he throws them in bunches.
Yeah.
But Frank has the power to match, and they're both about the same age.
Yeah.
You know, they're about the same age. And, you know, Frank's got a little more experience because he's been in the game longer. But, I mean, I'm sorry, Giovanni has a little more experience because he's been in the game longer.
Yeah.
They've sparred. They haven't invited Frank back to the to spar
Oh,
again.
yeah, that happens a lot
You know what I'm
in
saying?
boxing. Oh, yeah, that happens a lot.
That's the fight I want to see is Frank versus Tank. They even got a ring too.
Frank versus Tank.
Frank
That's-
the Tank.
that's how I-
Frank the Tank was in Old School, the movie. Will Ferrell. He was Frank the Tank.
Frank versus
But
Tank.
for
That's-
skills,
Yeah.
Haney may have better skills than all of them, including Spence.
Well,
As far as boxing skills. Now, if he get a little bit more power,
that's
he
the
gonna-
thing.
You know, I mean, but so far as jab and sticking and moving, Haney's got a lot of good skills.
Yeah,
now.
he does.
Whether he got enough skills to be able to keep Tank off of him, that's another story.
I don't think he got enough power. I don't think Haney's power will do enough to keep Tank off of him. Period. Same thing with Shakur Stevenson. I think Shakur got more skills than Haney, but both
Yeah.
of them don't have enough pop behind that punch. They don't have that grown man strength yet.
Yeah.
You know, now 3 or 4 years later, down the road, might be a different story. But if they were to fight today, I think Tank will wear both of them out. I think Frank will wear both of them out.
How tall is Haney?
Haney's like 5'8", 5'9", 5'10".
Yeah.
So he's got what, 2 inches on?
Yeah, but obviously, I mean,
Tank is 5'5", so
yeah, I mean Ryan Garcia, 5'10". He had a bigger fighter.
Yeah, but
the Hispanic dude he fought like 4 fights back.
Yeah.
The guy from San Antonio when they fought in San Antonio, much bigger guy.
Right.
You know,
But he's still in the same weight class, so that height means he's stretched out.
yeah.
yeah. Well, that guy
See,
he
that's
fought
what
from
I'm
San
saying.
Antonio.
It's
They
like-
fought at 140.
Right. But still,
Yeah, yeah.
Sure.
like that's the thing with like Tank is compact and like
A
everything
tank.
everything he doesn't have in height, he's got
Down low,
Yeah,
yeah.
like Tyson versus those guys he was knocking out back in the day.
a lot of times. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, is
And
Mike
he's
Tyson
got
still
a
the face of
solid
boxing
defense.
right now?
No, he the face of
Entertainment,
no, you know he got his own
hot boxing,
yeah.
podcast.
Nah, he got his own strain of marijuana.
Yeah.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. He the only person got his own Tyson something,
Tyson
yeah.
something.
Oh,
It's in
wow.
it's in all the places in California. Yeah,
I
you
don't
got
even
it.
know if I hit that. That's a
Yeah,
straight
you might
KO.
end up with a tattoo on your face.
Might get knocked out.
No, you might get a tattoo on your face. You smoke that stuff.
That's it. You smoke that, you get knocked out, and wake up with a tattoo on your
How
Yeah.
revolutionary was that though? Tyson had a tat on his face. Everybody thought he was crazy. And now all the young
Now-
people got tats on their face.
That's one of the lesser tats of any
That's it.
person got tattoos on
Yeah,
their face.
mild,
yeah.
You know, everybody now they got.
Tats on their forehead, right
That's true.
here.
That's true.
Oh,
He got like a tribal situation going on. It's still pretty significant.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it. but-
No,
I mean,
I wouldn't do it.
I think Mike's. Is
I got one
cooler
tat.
than somebody.
And we ain't gonna talk about it. But yeah. But so y'all think Tank Davis is the face of boxing right now?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Over Earl. I'm an Earl Spence guy, but I mean there's a bias there. Dallas, Texas.
Well, yeah,
I'm
but
Dallas.
Tank is.
Earl's a good looking dude.
But hey, pretty boys that can fight, that's weird.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But I think right now he's Earl Spence is not as out there as Tank is right now, see, man.
Just because he's not fighting as much, not as active.
Yeah, and he's not on the Tank. Anytime you talk about boxing, Tank,
come
Tank,
up. Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, but that's that Money Mayweather effect.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
At the
That's
same
that,
time, yeah.
You know, that's that Bronny James, LeBron James thing. When you connect yourself to somebody as popular
Yeah.
as Mayweather, you can't.
Yeah.
You're
Hey,
gonna be pretty much. He's at
Earl-
all your fights. He's promoting you. He's doing the
Yeah.
same thing for you he did for himself. You know.
Yep, but Earl connected with Tank.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Daisy just got on the show. My bad. But Earl gave Mayweather a black eye.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's sparring, and people don't like to talk about it, but it happened. You know, and
Well, the thing.
have y'all heard that
okay.
story about that fight?
So
about the sparring session they had?
With Money Mayweather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And else, no, I haven't heard
Oh,
of that.
it's an amazing. I mean, Earl gave him a black eye. They got done fighting. They got done with the sparring. He was like, "Oh, you all right for a bitch?" That's what Mayweather said to Earl. And Earl was like, "What? Shit, strap back up." They got back in the ring, and that's when they went to town. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that was it. Then that's when Mayweather ended up with the black eye.
Great story, bro. Great story, bro. And I wish I was there to watch that. You know
Oh
what
yeah,
I'm
I wish I
saying?
was there to watch that too.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, we was talking about that earlier. The more you FA, the more you're gonna FO. You know what I'm saying? The more you mess around, the more you're gonna find out.
Yes, sir.
But really, though, because we talk about team sports, you're only as good as your teammate. When you're talking about something that is individual as boxing, and I mean, coach matters and all that stuff. But you can have a bad day and lose it all.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
I mean, you can
Tyson
you
versus
can make
Buster
one
Douglas.
slip.
and a lot of it, boxing can have a lot to do with styles too.
Yep.
You can fight this guy real good because he fight this certain way, and then another guy you may not do is, that's like Muhammad Ali had some guys he just
couldn't get through.
Yeah, Ken Norton, Muhammad Ali could not penetrate that guy.
Yeah, that was a big
none
that was a big
whatsoever.
deal. Did Ken Norton beat him? Because
I think they had a draw, and boxing
came back to beat him.
Yeah, boxing got a lot of gifts. They gave a lot. I mean, because actually, if it was just to really be honest, Muhammad Ali would have 6 or 7 losses, man.
Yeah.
Because he actually, but he was so popular, they like, nah.
Absolutely.
That's
it was marketing.
That's what I hate to see. A knockout, a real knockout, is potentially very dangerous. But at the same time, I hate to see things go to judges.
Yeah. Oh my gosh! I can't that's the worst part about boxing.
Yeah.
That's the worst part about boxing
because it's so subjective, and there's so many things that judges, even good professional judges, can miss.
Yeah.
But sometimes,
that's what's wrong with the Olympics.
But sometimes you can't miss that much. I mean, because I have seen guys actually just get beat up.
Yeah,
and
I was
mean, like, you Ray Charles could see that.
Yeah.
Ray Charles could see he lost.
Yeah.
I mean, but sometime in boxing,
one guy's over here confident, ready to go another round.
Yeah.
The other guy's bloody. He won.
Yeah. Because I have actually seen guys in the middle of the ring like this.
Well,
with that defeated posture,
look, yeah.
he won. Oh, yeah, I told y'all. I told you. Oh no, you thought you had
typically
lost.
it's the younger dude with that puts asses in seats.
Yeah,
that'll get that because the boxing they're trying to continue to push that popularity, and whoever the most popular fighter is at the time is gonna get that win if it goes to a draw, and especially if they got a belt. Especially if they got a belt.
Yeah. Exactly.
They're not gonna unless you knock a champion out, they're not gonna give you the belt. Like
unless you gotta humble him. You gotta beat him up bad. Because I have seen some fighters like Muhammad Ali is one of my favorite fighters of all time. But they gave him a couple of fights. Sugar Ray Leonard is one of my favorite fights of all time. Definitely. But they gave him a fight or two also.
Did they give him that Duran fight?
No, they gave him that Marvin Hagler fight.
No, they gave it to him that first one?
Yeah.
And then he had to come back and
no, that's
not Hagler. I'm thinking about Tommy Hearns. Yeah.
Oh no, he
beat Hearns.
He actually beat Hearns the first time only because he TKO'd him. But far as they fought 12 rounds and no. That was back when they was fighting 15. They stopped it in the 14th.
Yeah.
But out of the 14 rounds, Tommy Hearns beat him up about 10 of them.
15 rounds?
Yeah. God. Tommy Hearns beat him up about 10 of them. But the 4 Sugar Ray won. One of them was they had to stop it.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, I remember watching because Four Kings on it was a Netflix or HBO. If y'all haven't seen it, y'all gotta watch that. That's how I caught up on Tommy Hearns, Hagler, Duran, and Sugar Ray. There was the Four Kings at the time, and it covers all their fights, that whole everything.
Yeah. And
I watched it on the road.
It was some other great fighters, but they had different problems.
Yeah,
like Aaron Pryor. Aaron Pryor was a great fighter. He just had a drug problem.
Yeah,
just had a drug problem.
And hey, I never know. You never know. Like Pernell Whitaker, Winky Wright. It's some guys that can go, man. What's my guy? Undefeated fighter.
Pernell Whitaker was Floyd Mayweather before Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah,
but he had a drug problem.
Yeah,
Pernell Whitaker is one of the very few fighters besides Floyd Mayweather that I ever saw could be right in front of the opponent. Yeah. I'm not talking about 4 feet back. Right. I'm talking about just within arm reach, and you still couldn't hit him.
Yeah.
But he had a drug problem. Pernell Whitaker was special.
Horrible. I didn't know he had a drug problem.
Oh, yeah, he had a drug problem, too.
I didn't know he had a drug problem, man. And Mayweather, Mayweather's like the LeBron of boxing.
Yeah.
You know, he had his issues, a couple more issues with domestic violence, whatever you want to call it. But he was able to overcome that and remain professional and do things by the book. Sugar Ray Leonard gave Mayweather, I guess, took the Sugar Ray Leonard business plan. Sugar Ray was the first to, of course, besides Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
But Muhammad had, he had backing through Top Rank, right?
Right.
Sugar Ray was promoting Sugar Ray.
Yeah.
And he was making his money off Sugar Ray. And Mayweather took his book and he's buying buildings in New York now, skyscrapers. So that's a success he's had, man. But I love boxing, man. So next week we got Lomachenko versus Devin Haney. Like I said, Canelo beat Ryder last week. Canelo, man, I'm starting to. Canelo used to be one of my favorite fighters, but he's not fighting anybody anymore, and that's my issue with Canelo Alvarez. I want to see him fight a Benavidez.
It's like
Canelo Alvarez.
To me personally, Canelo hasn't been the same since he fought Mayweather. He just had. Just had. Because before that, and Floyd,
he was 23. He was 23 when he fought him.
Floyd is a type person that, for me, it took me a long time to realize how good Floyd was. Mm-hmm. Because, the way he fight and the guys that he fought, every guy that he fought beat up everybody they fought. Bad. Like Canelo. Yeah. I was like, he going to beat Floyd. Because he had beat the other guys up so bad. But then when he fought Floyd, he looked like a Golden Gloves boxer. Yeah. He really did. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, now. Penetrate him. And then not only Floyd did that to Pacquiao too. People can say Pacquiao was old and all that. But when he fought Floyd, he looked like he didn't know when to punch, when to block. He looked like he was back in the Golden Gloves. Yeah. And when Floyd keep making professionals look like amateurs, it's got to be Floyd. Yeah. It can't be. It's not them because he just beat up 10 guys.
Same thing with Pacquiao.
And then after Floyd make him look like an amateur, they go beat up some more guys.
Yep.
So I'm like, it's got to be Floyd. Yeah. But it took me a long time
to realize.
I'm like, come on, Floyd, you're not doing that much. Come on, do it. I was always wanting to do more and more, or fight this way or that way.
He did that when he was younger.
But you just got to give him his props, man.
Absolutely. We were talking about that this morning in the class I was at this morning, where I got some nice bruises.
Let me see that bruise again. Boy, hey, Jonas on that jujitsu. Hey, don't come around Noonish trying to mess around, because Jonas gonna put you in something you can't get out of, and then I'm gonna drop that elbow, and I'm gonna give you that Hulk Hogan leg drop, bro. So
I'm gonna come off the top rope.
I'll be stirring nothing up.
Hey, I'm gonna give you the Dwayne Rock Johnson.
Yeah, you gonna take that jabroni off. Give that people's elbow.
Yeah, give you the people's elbow.
He's starting now.
Now, what was you saying?
Nate's supposed to be coming up here. Nate know how to throw some hands.
Hey, Nate. Yeah, he know how to throw hands, but Nate like, hey, bro, I got that heat. I got that heat ready for you, dog.
But we're talking about this morning, like we're talking about Mayweather not looking like he's doing anything.
Yeah,
it's like people who don't know about it are concentrating on the punches. Mm-hmm. Just like in baseball, people look at a batter and they're focusing on the bat. That ain't where it starts. No. It starts all the way down at the feet.
Yep. Yeah, start at the feet. Yeah.
It all comes from the ground up.
Yep.
And comes from the brain down and the ground up.
Yep.
And that's what Mayweather had. Like, he was not just dancing around, but being where he needed to be when he needed to be there.
Yeah. Sweet science, baby.
Out of the way when he needed to be out of the way.
Yeah.
Like,
and the counter punches.
Yeah. And Mayweather, people say he don't have power, but after he stick those guys a couple of times, they're not so willing just to like walk through like he's not doing nothing. After even Canelo, after he caught Canelo, I think it was the fourth round with that good right. Canelo was like,
and Mayweather don't drink. He don't smoke. He go out to the club, but he run home.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't drive back to the house.
Yeah, he get his driver. His driver is driving behind him in a 400 $1,000 car, and he's running home.
And that's
all
probably the
the
safest time in the day to run is 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
You know, nobody's on the street.
And he's at the club. He's buying other people drinks, but he's drinking water. So people think he's turning up when he's not.
No,
he's not.
He turning up, but he
he turning up clean.
Like
no, he turning up clean.
He getting back home for some of that good when he get there, you know. But man, no, Mayweather was an ultimate professional, and that's what I love about him. Yeah. People hated him. I loved it.
Oh, man. I love him too because
he figured it out.
He figured it out.
Like he says, he kept all his faculties. I'm tired of hearing him say that. Like I never heard nobody say that until he said it. But he's
absolutely right.
Times. But he's right.
You talked to Tommy Heron.
Yeah.
Have you seen him on TV lately?
Man, no.
Oh my goodness.
For a reason.
Yeah.
Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, Muhammad Ali.
You know?
Look at Mike Tyson. Sometimes he be talking incoherent. Yeah. Like, what you talking about, man?
Yeah, the purpose of boxing is to not get hit.
In all fairness,
Mike was already
talking
incoherent.
Yeah, no doubt. I want to eat his children. Like, what? Did he just say that for real? I don't know. Oh, we do got one more story. What? No spooky for Mookie. Hey, this is a fun story right here. So Mookie Blaylock. I'm sorry, I said Mookie Blaylock. Mookie Betts. You remember Mookie Blaylock?
Yeah. From Garland, played for that lot of holes. Yeah, I know Mookie.
So Mookie Betts is one of my favorite baseball players at this point, man. So it's crazy. His whole career, he's pretty much played. He played a little bit of second base, but he's played outfield for his whole career, center field, right field. Playing in LA right now. They put him at shortstop this year. Had no idea he could play shortstop, but hell, I should have known he could. Because he's a 300 bowler. He can dunk a basketball. They say he is probably the greatest athlete on the planet, like just straight up. And that's arguably one of the greatest athletes on the planet.
Now that I'm
old.
What
I'm saying? Huh?
Now that I'm old.
No, yeah. Me too.
Now that I'm old, he probably is. He probably is.
No, but he can do it all. Yeah. And now they're playing him in shortstop for the Dodgers.
Look, Cock is smacking. He ain't even drinking.
You know what I'm saying? He ain't drinking. Hey, it's actually, dog. You know?
Hey, y'all don't want me to take none of that. You ain't heard nothing yet. No, I'm just
Hey, we gonna get y'all on this all one of these weeks.
We gonna get you with. I'll play
one. Really hear how you feel.
Yeah.
You know?
No, hey, that might tone me down because you hear how I feel now. I am a little old. I'll be like, I better not say that. That might be too much.
No. So Mookie, man, one thing he don't mess with, he ain't a Ghostbuster, and he does not aspire to be a Ghostbuster. So they went up to Milwaukee to play against the Brewers, and the Dodgers are staying in the hotel. Mookie got word that the hotel was haunted. Oh, and he was like, I'm gonna get me an Airbnb, and y'all can chill at the hotel, but I'm still in Airbnb. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to know. Y'all see no spooky for Mookie. If y'all were on a road trip with your team and you approached a haunted hotel, do y'all believe in ghosts? Would you do what he did? Would you go stay somewhere else, or would you take that chance of being spooked out? You ain't worried about no ghosts?
I ain't worried about no dead people. I'm worried about live people.
Yeah, I was just thinking, Jonas, you must have been. I wouldn't be afraid. I don't think so. I mean,
I'm not saying I don't think there's some supernatural stuff that happens out there.
Have y'all seen the videos of the people with the Jesus pictures where the blood starts coming down the eyes? Have y'all seen this stuff?
Yeah, I saw that.
That don't freak y'all out a little bit?
Nah. First off,
y'all don't see no ghosts or nothing.
I mean, it's like this.
I guarantee you, Midjourney can produce some pictures like that right now.
Midjourney wasn't here back in '96.
All I can say,
they had more production then.
All I can say is ghosts don't have no problem with me. So if it is called ghosts, we ain't got no problem.
I tell you that when I was a little kid, little kids be afraid of the dark.
Yeah.
And I thought about, look out now.
Deezy.
We're just talking about somebody can throw.
Deezy was on the show. They saw Deezy come across the. Hey, Jonas said Deezy can throw some hands. I said Deezy got that heat. He in Texas, dog.
We got
hey, how you doing?
Little kids get scared of the dark.
Yeah,
and I was just a little kid like anybody else, right?
Mm-hmm.
And but I got to thinking, like, if it's something supernatural,
yeah,
I ain't got nothing for that anyway.
Yeah.
So ain't nothing I can do about that anyway.
You can't run.
You can't run from it. You can't hide from it.
Yeah.
So why am I gonna worry about something I can't do nothing about?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be worried about some dude that's outside trying to get in.
Yeah.
Not some supernatural vampire
Not a ghost?
or ghost or something.
So you chill with the ghost.
yeah, I ain't
You
worried about that.
try to have a drink with him.
Yep.
See, I ain't about that life, bro.
They might have some interesting stuff to tell me.
So would you chill with a ghost? You good with a ghost? Or you just like, you ain't real? It's all in
I
my mind?
mean, all depends on who the ghost was.
Yeah.
I mean,
In a previous life?
I mean, hey, if it's a ghost I know, and they come back and say, "Hey, Ron, what's going on?" I'll be like, "Oh, come on, sit down, man." Hey, cause I ain't got no problem with the ghost, cause I don't think the ghost. First off, I don't think the ghost want to hurt me.
Yeah.
For what?
Yeah.
I haven't did nothing, So, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be afraid to stay in the hotel.
Oh, man.
Now, if I'm in a hotel and furniture and all that start moving and all that, I'm gonna be like, nah, let me go somewhere else.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna run out screaming and hollering, but I'm like, this ain't
the spot for me.
Yeah,
right now.
that's not the spot for me. So let me go somewhere.
Hey, I'm telling y'all right now, I ain't messing with it. I agree with Mookie right now, dog. Like, if y'all can show me some factual evidence that some things have occurred, I'd rather not.
Oh yeah,
FAFO.
somebody can.
I ain't gonna FAFO, bro.
Yeah,
Well, there's a difference between staying in a hotel
Yeah.
and staying in a haunted hotel and breaking out the Ouija board
Oh,
and
see,
saying,
Yeah.
let's see what we can get.
trying to conjure up spirits.
See, staying at the hotel
Ain't
is
the
just
problem.
staying at the hotel.
Yeah, well, when you
Staying at the hotel and breaking out the Ouija board, that's
now
the
you
FA.
now you got a problem.
That's
Yeah,
fucking
now you got a
around.
problem.
See y'all ain't about that Ouija board life.
No, I'm not. But no.
Nah, I ain't messing with that Ouija board neither, dog. Like,
I'm
why
not-
would I
not-
want to conjure up a spirit, dog, that ain't got nothing positive for me?
I'm trying to make some stuff go away. I ain't trying to bring nothing new in. Some of this, I'm trying to make some mass shooters and all that go away. I don't want to call in something else and make life worse. Nah.
Yeah.
No,
Hey,
I'm done with that.
I just thought it was a fun story to bring up, bro.
I would put it this way. I ain't worried about the ghosts in the hotel. I'm worried about the skeletons in the closet.
Yeah. Hey. Depending on who you with.
Yeah.
No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. But anyways, on to our favorite part of the show. Tech Talk with Jonas. What you got for us, bro?
We still got time for that.
Hey, just a little bit. Just a
Still
little
got
bit.
time for that.
We can throw in 5 minutes, man. It's been a good show.
Man.
Oh,
It's been a good show.
We've been going for a little bit.
Yeah, about a couple hours.
Yeah,
It's all good.
it's all good. So I think one of the biggest things everybody knows about ChatGPT by now,
Yep.
and we're gonna talk about that some more with Sia and Vicky Smollier on a different show. We'll be talking about some legal issues,
Yep.
but on the subject of technology, this week, the last social media company that's based in the U.S., LinkedIn,
Yep.
is finally pulling out of China. They finally
wow.
have said, "Look, we have tried to work with you. We've tried to do, we've tried to play by the rules that you set for us, but you keep moving the goalposts,
So,
changing the rules.
what-
So we're gone.
In what way? Like, as in who they will allow to engage on LinkedIn? Like,
So you've heard about the Great Firewall of China?
Yep.
This
Rules,
technological
yeah.
shield that they have put in place so that some
Absolutely.
stuff can get in and some stuff can't. And they have allowed. Originally allowed
All that content
Facebook
stuff, right?
and all and other social media to be there. Then they started blocking them.
Yeah.
And they said, if you want to be allowed into China, you have to
Push our message.
push our message or shut down the things that we say you got to shut down.
Yeah.
And several years ago, most of the other ones had given up on it, and LinkedIn, because they're supposed to be more about professional stuff. And,
Yep.
and
China allowed that to take place.
they were able to negotiate a little bit and get permission to stay a little bit longer,
Yeah.
but they have gotten fed up with it, and depending on whose story you believe, they either got kicked out or they said no, we're done.
Yeah.
And we're not gonna keep
I think
we're
China
not gonna
kicked
keep
them out.
moving the goalpost.
I think China kicked them out.
Well, it's kind of like me and my ex-wife.
Yeah. Everybody got stories.
Everybody got stories,
Hey.
and the fact of the matter is, they just couldn't get along.
Hey,
Yeah.
kind of like this, Jonas, huh? She say, you leave. She said, I'm gone. Before she could say you leave, you tell her, I'm leaving. I'm gone.
Yeah.
That was a mutual agreement.
Yeah.
You
The fact
leave.
of the matter is, they just couldn't get along.
Yeah.
And that's a big deal, not so much necessarily for the technology, but it is a big deal in the sense that now that's one of the last few widely public sources of outside information that people in mainland China had access to.
Wow. So, I mean, basically, China has WeChat.
They do have WeChat.
And WeChat is like everything for China.
It is.
It's their Facebook.
It is.
It's their PayPal. It's their Zelle. It's their outlet. Period.
That's right.
So I think it's more so information like LinkedIn. You know, you can post whatever you want. Like I can post stuff about Noonish. I can post stuff about what's going on like tomorrow. I can post anything. I think China kicked LinkedIn out because it was another resource for access to information outside of their
Because
parameters.
if you're using WeChat for chatting, social payments, news, that means that the Chinese government is seeing and controlling who you're chatting with, what you're saying, who you're socializing with, what you're paying for, what kind of news you're seeing.
Yeah, everything.
So
Visibility. And
if you are a government who believes that you should control everything that your people do, say,
And view.
hear, and see,
yeah,
then having a single platform that everybody's using makes a lot of sense.
yep.
So yeah, they are for sure they're pushing.
So which side do you think? Do you think LinkedIn left, or do you think they got kicked out?
I don't think it matters. The fact is they're not there anymore.
Yeah.
kind of like me and my ex-wife. It don't really matter.
It don't matter. It is what it
ain't there
is.
no more.
Yeah, they effed around and found out what China ain't gonna have. You know
Oh,
what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Oh, yeah.
And-
Yeah. So regardless of who said what to who, they're not there anymore.
So which
And
place is the scariest place to visit right now? If you're an American, China or Russia?
depends on what you're doing.
You know, I saw that
if you're going
Hezbollah,
to
the little midget guy, he got arrested.
Who?
In Russia.
who?
Hezbollah, ain't that his name?
Hezbollah is the Palestinian
Oh,
group that terrorist group.
it's not Hezbollah. It's not them.
I'm guessing not.
It starts with an H though. It's
Okay.
it's a little midget dude. He's like this tall.
Hervé Vallejez?
No, it's like
I thought he was dead.
No, it's like this tall.
Okay.
And he just got arrested in
In
Russia
Russia for what?
for traffic violations.
Okay. Well,
And he ain't coming back, bro.
I mean, that can happen here.
I gotta figure out this. No.
Why would you be in Russia? I mean, what's the allure to going to Russia or China right now?
The architecture.
I'm gonna say okay.
I'm a traveler. Now I like travel, and I wanted to go to Russia. Had planned to go to Russia before the COVID stuff started, and now I mean it's not on the table. But
You wanted to go to Russia?
yeah,
Like right now, still?
not right now. I mean I do, but
He
not,
said he
not
wanted.
while the-
I mean, yeah, but your
Not with
better
all this
sense is
crazy
saying
stuff.
not to go there.
Yeah, for sure. And I considered several years ago. I considered going to China as a teacher because they were paying big money.
Should've went to Canada, bro.
English-speaking teachers of various things to go to China several years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, not the biggest money ever, but to me it was pretty good.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, that's
And the problem is that you get over there and you're locked into that same, anything. I mean, they're not going to restrict me if I go to China to be an English teacher or whatever. They're not going to restrict me from having access to Facebook or whatever for personally. But I guarantee you, they're going to know every single thing that you post on there, everything you talk
Oh,
about,
yeah.
everything
Oh,
you
yeah.
look at. And when you come back, you might as well just throw that laptop away because it's covered with whatever stuff they can put on there,
but I'm
and they can put some shit on there.
yeah, Hezbollah, bro. That's what I thought.
Oh, Hasbullah.
Yeah,
That looks a little kid.
he's a grown man.
Looks like a little kid.
I told you he's this big.
If I'm a cop and I see him driving, I'm gonna pull him over too.
It's like, how you driving, dog? Are you in a go-kart?
Oh yeah, you going to jail driving. You look like you 5 years old, man. I mean, even and you short, yeah, you going to jail, man. You going to jail in the U.S. Let's no child or Russia.
Bro, I'm just like, man, that's jacked up, bro. That's jacked up. But I mean,
Where's your mama, kid?
I want to go to China. Like, I'm cool with going to China right now. Like North Korea, I wouldn't go to North Korea. I wouldn't go to Russia right now.
I mean,
Well, you know,
I would go to. There's not many places in the world that I would not go to visit. There's a lot of places in the world, a lot of them in the U.S. that I would not go to and do some
I ain't going to Heiko.
doing
What
some
is it
effing,
called?
some effing and A.
Yeah,
Because if you F and A, you gonna F and O,
yeah, no
and it
doubt.
don't matter where in the world you go.
It's
That's a fact.
some spots in Texas I ain't going.
Right. So if
Yeah,
you go
straight up.
if you go to a country,
I'm in Fort Worth. I'm
I'll
not.
put it this way: if you go to a country, just like if I go
going
to
to stop.
if I go to Hunk's house, I play by Hunk's rules.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If I go to Hunk's
You
house
better.
and he says, don't put your feet on the table,
Yeah. When in Rome.
and maybe I forget and I do it again, he get that look,
Yeah.
I'm like, don't put your feet on the table.
Oh yeah. All right. Yeah, but you got a second chance though.
Well,
It's not that
how
way
many
everywhere.
how many chances that little kid have?
He ain't.
I mean,
little.
that
He's a grown man.
He looks like a little kid.
Sound like he had one chance. They pulled him over. Hey,
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
you don't. It don't matter where you are. There ain't no place in the world that things don't escalate.
Yeah, no doubt. But I mean,
And
especially,
you can always at the beginning of an encounter, like you can always back it down.
yeah. But I feel like
Now your pride may tell you, no, don't let him talk to you like that.
better chill out.
But sometimes you need to tell that pride to take a back seat.
Yeah.
Better relax.
You stay back there in the back seat and
Yeah.
keep your mouth shut.
Yeah. Yeah, you better relax.
I've had to
especially
do
in
it.
another
I've
country.
had to do it, especially with cops.
Oh, I had to do it in
Especially
Mexico.
with cops, especially in another country.
Had to do it in Mexico. We was in
Spain,
Playa.
man.
I had to do it in East Dallas
Hey, they,
with the police. I'm serious.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
like, hey man,
But you
Yeah.
do.
I don't want no man.
you got it.
I had
You
a
got it,
dude
you the man.
20 something years ago. I had a dude pull me over in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Walks up there like popping his gun out. I'm like, man, I ain't doing nothing.
Yeah.
Well, I found out later there was somebody had stolen a car and tried to shoot somebody. Had the same kind of car I had.
Oh.
But I didn't know that at the time. And if I had tried
You
to
acted
play
a different way?
yeah,
Excuse me. Yeah.
if I had tried to play Billy Badass, so I'd be dead.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'd probably be arrested.
Still, yeah, both of them are bad. One's
Yeah.
worse than the other, but still.
But you gotta, there's a time and a place when you gotta say, you know what, pride you need to sit back there and shut up,
Yeah, you got it.
Oh yeah.
because that dude's got the gun, he's got the badge, he's got the law on his side.
And he got a radio to call other
And he's got
people
a-
with
and
guns.
he's got a radio.
and
So
badges.
even if I get past the gun and
And
the
the
badge
badge,
and kick his ass,
You go
his buddies are gonna
Yeah.
come and it's gonna be ugly.
send some more down there with guns and badges.
Yeah.
He got me down. He got me down.
It ain't gonna be a good.
Hey, and when they say it's one word, you know, officer down.
Hey.
Might as well get ready.
Oh, yeah, 'cause,
Hey, if it's some blood finna shed.
Yeah, 'cause that's all they see when they
Officer
showing
down.
up is red.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
all they
officer
see when they
down.
showing up, bro. And hey, I'm
And
I
look,
love
there's a
my
lot.
officers.
There's a lot of stuff in the world that if somebody just said, you know what, pride, you just sit back there and shut up.
yeah.
A lot of things would be solved.
Hey,
Oh, yeah.
I ain't going to North Korea. I'll tell you that. Where they sent my boy Otto Wambach back here.
The fact of the matter is, though, from what I have seen of the stuff that I like to see and participate in, it's just not there.
Yeah.
Like for the common folk, like if I was, president or something, maybe,
Yeah.
'cause you get treated different.
Hey,
But like if it's just me going, because I'm gonna go to the same restaurant as everybody else is going. I'm gonna go to. Do they even have restaurants?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey, I am going
Not
to have
much.
to. I am going. There are certain places I am going. I am not going to some of them places where there's no civilization, where people pull up and they get speared like immediately.
get speared.
Yeah, bro. They hit you with them bow and arrows, dog, and put you on that fire.
I think there's only
It's a
like
wrap,
one
dog.
place in the world like that.
I'm not going any place.
It's a couple
I'm
spots
not
like
going any place that don't have a 5-star hotel. I ain't going nowhere they got no
that
5-star.
shuts down 90% of the world.
So if I
know-
can't go and get catered
so,
to, I
so
ain't
while
going.
we're on the technology subject, you say that.
Yeah.
You say that 90% of the world.
80.
That's not actually true. Did you know that almost 3/4 of the world, and depending on how you count, more than 3/4 of the world, is now what we would call a developed first world country.
Really? We're talking about land? Like the places where land mass?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
The vast majority of countries in the world are now at a level that what we would have said in the 80s was equal or better than what the U.S. had in the 80s.
Oh, hell. U.S. done fell way back if that's the case. Like, we ain't nowhere near the top of the charts,
the
if that's case,
whole
dog.
bunch
That's scary.
has caught up.
That's
What
scary.
we see on TV though tends to be the few places where
That media.
and also the world is a
And,
big.
and a lot of the stuff they show on TV.
Also, the world is a big place.
Yeah, absolutely. That's crazy. That's crazy to think about. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. But
Now, do we have it really good here?
absolutely.
Yeah, we have it really good here, and there's a lot of other places that have it really, really good.
Yeah.
But the vast majority of the world is not living in
Poverty.
abject poverty where they're living on less than $1 a month
Yeah.
or something like that,
And gas prices are probably much lower.
or they just don't drive.
That would drive
I mean,
gas
if you
prices
don't-
down.
If you don't have to go someplace, if you don't have to go on 35 to get to work,
No doubt.
why
No
you
doubt.
get a car?
Yeah, man. But hey, I've had a lot of fun this week, y'all.
Oh,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Oh, man.
We done learned why MJ ain't the GOAT, why Deion Sanders ain't the GOAT. There is no GOAT.
And why
You know
Dak
what I'm
isn't the
saying?
worst
And
quarterback
why Dak
ever.
is the best quarterback in the NFL.
No, I didn't say
I don't
that.
think that's what I heard.
Don't misconstrue my words.
not what I
He
heard.
middle of the pack, like, hey, you only got about 3 or 4
I
good
wouldn't even
ones.
say middle of the pack. He the bottom of the pack with them crumbs as far as I'm concerned. But, it's all good. It's all good. But, hey, I hope y'all enjoyed it. That's what matters. But if you did, we'll see y'all next week. If you didn't, hopefully you come back and let us
Give it another try.
prove ourselves.